said, don't, well, I think the quote would be, don't depend on him to be here for. He said he'll pop in whenever he can, but I think, his new life. Said, don't, well, I think the quote would be, don't depend on him to be here for. His new life is probably starting out pretty good.
Figures. What's up, Corey?
Okay, let me get rid of the emojis for the first thing. I wish there was a way just to permanently delete the emojis, but every time I go live, I have to do that.
Yeah, because they don't have it in your preferences to set it as a permanent thing. You have to do it individually. What's up, Laura? Yeah, all right, Corey. Will be safe out there. Getting any of that winter weather.
Oh yeah. Corey gets a lot of that northeaster stuff.
We're gonna get slammed with that really bad part of that storm here in about an hour. And then we're gonna be under some tornado watches or warnings, whatever. Looks like it's about moved off the top of. It's already moved off of Tampa a little bit. Too bad.
Hey, we're getting close, Justin, getting close. Okay.
Okay, so the bad part should be over past Dan now. He should be just in the rainy part of it.
Max Air, hey, how you doing? Little Lama Laura, Corey Mono, yep.
Because this is where Dan's at right here at Temple Terrace.
So it's already moved. It's already moved through him, right?
That's the bad area, yeah, that's got all the tornadoes and shit. This should just be a bunch of rain and clouds. And then it's going to be over top of us right here. Probably about an hour or so. Let's see here. Yeah, around 6 o'clock, 5:46, 30, somewhere in there. It'd be over top of us.
Oh boy.
And then we got some tornado warnings as well.
Corey says they got a couple of inches of snow. Got to shovel the driveway before I leave. Gitchy, how you doing, Gitchy?
What's up, Max? Sketchy?
Smoking?
Smoking? What's that?
Gitchy, that was a good football game, wasn't it? Yep. What I ended up doing is I ended up taking one of my security cameras, putting it in front of the TV, and because Lynn goes to my security channel, and she watched it on my television. Hey, Rod.
Oh, we watched it last night. We were trying to get a hold of you, and you weren't responding back to us because we had a whole thing set up.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, me, Corey, and David, and
how did it work out?
Somebody else was in there too. We sent links out to a bunch of people, but only 3 or 4 people came in.
How did it work out? Good?
Yeah.
And there's Don.
Afternoon, guys.
Yep.
It's raining here, but the wind calmed down, which is weird. It's been kind of breezy all day.
And Captain Joe.
Hey, what's up? I got a few minutes.
Oh, you got photos to take tonight?
Basketball.
Oh, basketball.
Yeah, it was supposed to be last night, but those storms made it tonight. And it's 5, 6, and 7. 3 basketball games. Then I get the worst part is tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock. I get the baby till about 1 o'clock, and then I have soccer at 4:30, at 5 o'clock.
You got quite a schedule going.
And it's gonna be a good schedule.
What's up, Russell?
How you doing, Donald?
I'm doing pretty good.
Good. Rod, it's just been raining down there where you are?
Just started. So we're right on the front edge of the storm.
Yeah, Justin says what, you got about 45 minutes before it hits you, Justin?
Roughly, yeah, 45 minutes to an hour. Where that bad part's over top of us. It looks like it's cleared out by Dan's area on Temple Terrace, so he should just be in the rainy part of it. Not really the dangerous area.
Yeah, we got a little bit of lightning, a little bit of thunder, but not the 50-mile-an-hour gust winds. Not yet.
Hmm.
Donald, you're driving to where are you driving to?
Gonna be driving up to Iowa. See my daughter
Oh,
up in Ames, Iowa.
my goodness.
How long of a
So-
drive is that?
Oh no, that's what 5-6 hours maybe. It depends on how snowy it is, doesn't it?
It's
How
not
I
too
see.
bad.
I think UAV forecast is out of their freaking mind.
Really?
Yeah. It says 13-mile-an-hour winds with 42-mile-an-hour gusts, and I'm looking at the top of my palm trees that are neighbors' palm trees that are probably 40 feet in the air, and they're barely moving. It's like we're at a dead spot for the wind at the moment.
Yeah, we got average of about 30-mile-an-hour winds right now.
That's what I'm wondering, whether the wind's going to be behind it. It's been a little breezy today, but not horrid. Not anything like they were saying it was going to be, but then again, the thing's just starting to pass me, so I guess I'll find out in the next hour.
Yeah.
At the moment, it's just a little rainstorm. No big deal. See, Johnny should have went out and flew today, Joe.
Yeah,
30
never
mile
see
an hour,
it again.
30-mile-an-hour winds would have been great because the drone would have been sideways.
We'd never see it again.
Oh, you'd see it. He'd just have to get used to flying with the thing cockeyed. Actually, when you're in manual mode, it's easier to level it out than it is with the motion controller when you're flying. But yeah,
Yeah,
city whoops in the wind. No, not fun.
In New Orleans was getting 52-mile-an-hour winds. And we're getting about 30 miles an hour over here now. And it was windy during the thing last night. When I went to bed, that wind was whipping against the outside wall by me. And I could hear the trees bouncing against it.
Yeah, it was probably stronger when it went through Jacksonville, north of us. All the bad shit was sort of North Florida so far.
Yeah, Panama City got a tornado.
Yeah, that was kind of the middle of the
Yeah.
bad stuff that went through the area.
Yeah, we had one tornado go through right around Mandeville Harbor, but it was more of a water spout. Never made it on land, and it was throwing hail out there. They had pictures this morning of people taking pictures of hail everywhere. It was hitting my window right here.
Yeah, the weather predicted that the worst of it was going to be north of I-4. In fact, it was going to be just a smidge north of Daytona. So from sort of the north end of Tampa to the north end of Daytona, northeast diagonal, north of that was where the chances of ironically, Gainesville, 50 miles north or 50 miles south. It was about where
Right.
the center of the bullshit was supposed to be. Looking at the radar, I'm kind of in medium rain. Well, no. Yeah, medium rain. Have to
Dominic
remember
said
this app's like 5 minutes behind.
Dominic says he's going to lurk for about an hour and then he'll be in.
She must be really good looking if he's lurking for an hour.
So Joe, did you get any word on the shipping on your new printer? Or?
Yeah, it's going through Memphis today, so it should be here tomorrow.
I don't know, Don, did you hear that they're replacing his printer?
Yep, I heard.
It's not working quite right, Joe.
No, apparently the way they're making the gears in this one is if it gets any kind of little strain where it's pulling it through, it starts chipping off the filament a little bit. Then when it gets, sometimes it'll get to a certain point and break it off, or sometimes it'll go ahead and just kind of flatten the end out as it's breaking it off.
Mhm.
And when it does that, it jams in the top. Then you got to take it apart to get it out. And apparently, I think they know about it because the guy at tech support kind of knew what I was talking about.
And he wouldn't admit that it's a defective type of design, but he didn't say it wasn't either.
Yeah. It's the unsaid rule.
Yep.
But he sure upgraded to the next one for free.
Yep. They upgraded it to the next
You
model.
know?
Upgraded it to the next model? Or
Yeah.
just-
Yeah,
It's got a camera with a TV screen on it and everything.
It's
And
an
Wow.
AI camera.
They're sending it to him free, and they're doing his return for free.
Wow. Yeah, they knew that model was busted if they're giving him a different model.
Yeah, the AI cameras that is supposed to be able to detect if something is not right as it's making the model, and it'll pause the print and let you know.
I wonder
We'll
what the
find out.
one that Dennis has. His was like $2,000 or something like that. His 3D printer. He bought like he bought the Ferrari of 3D printers.
Well, everybody's talking about the Bamboo is the one to have.
Yeah, it's the $2,000+ Bamboo is the one that Dennis Lovelady got.
Yeah.
He got the
Yeah,
one
Bamboo's
that was
nice.
he got the one that was higher than what everybody else had. So yeah, I saw an article. The guy that started Bamboo came from DJI, believe it or not.
Hmm.
He was their main propulsion guy
Oh,
for like the motors, for gears and motors and stuff. So it's no wonder that he could build something like Bamboo that's all designed on gears, right?
yeah.
He'd be the guy to be able to do that design really well. So that's it's a guy with 30+ years of doing that crap who started the company. So it's not surprising that they build good stuff.
Well, yeah, because he's got the background in not only
He's got the engineering background.
engineering, electronics, all that stuff, and probably has all the connections to where.
Yeah, the connections to suppliers and things
Yeah.
like that, knowing people.
Well, there's an old saying that says it's not so much what you know, it's who
It's
you know.
who you know. Yeah. In this case, the guy, it's what you know, because the guy knows gears and
Yeah.
mechanical and all that kind of stuff. And he has all the business contacts.
Hey, Daryl, how's it going? Yeah, it's well, everybody's talking about that Bamboo being the one to have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Joe says that'll be his next one.
So far, Joe, no
That-
lightning bolts, only cloud
Well, that-
lightning.
Well, we had a few. We had a few.
Man, it's looking like it's going to be pretty lame coming through here after the news talked this thing up. So
It's been raining here for hours. Because we got the north end of that.
Yep. Isn't it gonna snow up your way?
Northern Michigan and the East Coast, like
Yeah, in New England.
New England got heavy snow.
Wonder if Chuck got any in New York.
Corey Mono's got some. He says he got 2 inches of snow. He had to go out and shovel the snow.
They're just outside of Syracuse, aren't they? It's raining there. Yeah, it didn't snow in Syracuse.
Yeah, Dominic is in the chat for an hour or so before he can join us.
It snowed a little bit in the area and then turned to rain in Syracuse.
Well, there's another storm going to hit us.
Yeah, the tail end of this thing is going to come sweeping through your area, the upper Midwest.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it's kind of, if I see this swirl right, it's kind of in the middle of Illinois,
Right.
sort of the back end of the, well, it's an upside down fish hook. If you look at the storm, right?
Don, you're going to drive to Iowa. You're going to be going right through that.
Yep.
Well, you be careful. You know, because out in Iowa and out there in the mid section of the country this time of year can start out as rain and turn into ice like nothing.
At the moment, it's all snow, even all the way down to Springfield, Missouri.
Yep. We got we got a bit of dusting down here. I'm down here, Springfield Way in Missouri, Southwest Missouri. We got dusting. It's low enough temperature it didn't melt off either. So I had the neighbor kids up in my yard because we have the only hill. So they had their little disc sleds. They have no hill in their yard, but their parents bought them sleds. And I guess they didn't want to take them anywhere. So the kids were up in my side yard.
Do they have a big dog? Like it just like lasso the dog and pull and let the dog pull them.
Nope, they don't have a dog. The neighbor has a Saint Bernard.
Oh God, a Saint Bernard would be great for that.
Yeah,
just latch
their
him
next
to
door
the
neighbor has
latch him
that
to the
Saint Bernard.
thing and latch him to the thing and put dog food out in front of them.
Yeah, hang that can out over the front.
Yeah, exactly. He'll run run forever and pull them forever.
That works.
That's a good idea. But yeah, they were
Saint
up in our
Bernard
yard.
instead of a reindeer.
Like I said, we just had a dusting, but they had enough slick that they could go down the hill, and then they scraped together. I don't know if they got off of cars or what, but they had scraped together just enough snow to make maybe a 3-inch high little ramp, about 3 inches high and about 1.5 feet wide. That's all that. So they'd start off at the top of the hill and do their best to aim towards that. They couldn't make it. They'd miss it like 90% of the time. But they were fun to watch.
Sounds like they were having fun though.
I was having fun sitting inside and warm watching them. So it's like the neighbors are like, are they bothering? No, they don't have a hill. Let them play. They can play on my hill all they want.
Mhm.
I remember those mean neighbors that would come out and yell at you for tearing up their yard.
Grass, yeah.
These are the kids that earlier in the fall, they rang my doorbell. I went to the doorbell and they're like, can we use your driveway to run our cars? They had all their cars and their driveway's flat. I've got a hill. I've got a sloped driveway. Like, yeah, just make sure you pick up all your toys before you go home. We don't want to get run over or anything like that. And they sat there for hours just rolling the cars down the driveway.
Wow. So you
Hot Wheels or Matchbox?
A variety.
You should check on see if you get a tax credit for being a recreational center.
You might. But you could always, when they come up and ask, get fisheye out and do it with fisheye. Yeah,
Fishery's
you
not
can
safe
go
for
over-
kids. And we don't need them going to their parents saying, the next door neighbor has a sock puppet.
Yeah.
Yeah. What controls that sock?
Don't go near him anymore, kids.
It'll keep them off the driveway.
Would.
The 5 o'clock news just showed the weather, forecast for the next 10 days. Snow, 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 snow.
Yep. They're calling for snow showers in Ames today. I think it tapers off, but we're afraid it's going to pick back up for the weekend.
Tornado warning just north of me,
Uh-oh.
Ooh,
about 6 miles north of me, give or take. It says Flagler, Florida. I don't know why it doesn't say Flagler Beach, Florida.
they didn't want to use the extra letters.
Yeah, that's kind of the center of the, I don't know, here I'll show.
Dang.
The little blue dot is me,
Yeah,
and the tornado warning is up here in this red box thing just north of me.
you're right on the edge of it. Yeah.
Yeah, so that yellow blob right there is kind of where it is.
Hmm.
And given what I see, it's not some big nasty tornado. It's one of those little F1s
Little
that
twister.
the little twister spins up for like 30 seconds and disappears. One of those. One of those super short-lived things that probably travels 100 yards, maybe. If it even hits the ground.
So Gitchy, are you home? Are you across the sea, or are you home? Gitchy gets around.
The hell is that supposed to mean?
She gets she
Isn't
flies
she on
all
isn't she
over.
on Venus? If she's home, she's on Venus, right?
She flies home.
She flies
Well,
to
because her
Venus.
home base is like northwest of Detroit, but oh, she's home. Okay, because otherwise she flies a regular route. Gitchy, is it to France or to England? I think it's probably both.
Dominic Darrell.
All I can say is Detroit had a very shitty airport until they built that new terminal. The new one's nice.
Well,
Easy to
what's
get around.
unique, what I find about Metro Airport is it has really grown and it's bigger, but I think the nicest airport for flying in and out of I've ever found was Kansas City, because they have all those separate round terminals.
Yeah. I love Kansas City.
Yep.
I love that airport.
Yep.
It's a big horseshoe, and there's literally TSA scanners at every gate.
Yep.
Yeah, I love that one. Easy to get through security.
Right.
You're not fighting everybody. You're only fighting the people on your flight.
What's that airport that's got all the damn conspiracy theories around it?
And
Conspiracy like what?
no idea.
Hold on.
I flew for 20 years. All
It's
over
the Denver,
place.
the Denver International Airport. All the weird statues and murals they have through that airport. You never heard about the conspiracy with that?
No.
No.
It's really interesting, dude. There's like all these demonic paintings and shit like throughout the whole airport.
Oh, inside the airport?
Yeah, it's just really weird.
I don't know. Atlanta put a bunch of weird stuff downstairs in between the concourses. If
Well,
you do
our whole society's going to hell. I see that the governor of one of the states in Northeast had another statue removed. William Penn.
No, they changed their mind on that. And it
Oh,
wasn't the
did they?
government. It wasn't the government. It was the National Park Service.
Okay.
Yeah, and after the uproar, including everybody in Philadelphia going, "What the fuck you doing?"
Yep.
They changed their mind and oh, we're gonna leave that statue. They're still gonna do some stuff to the park. Okay, fine. But really?
Yeah, it's
What-
like they're trying to make themselves feel better by erasing our history, you know?
Yeah, but William Penn was not William Penn, as far as I know, wasn't one of those guys that was actually slave owners. And
He was, and
his
he wasn't,
and
he
his
was,
big
he was
theme and his big theme was religious freedom.
very, very non-political. Yep.
Yeah, he was one of those great kinds of guys. No, nothing shady in his past. What the hell they want to tear his statue down for?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like
Nobody knows
really?
history.
JRC, John, what's going on?
You know what they say, right? Those who forget the history tend to repeat it.
Absolutely.
They also say I after E except after C, but Einstein got it wrong twice in his own name.
Yeah.
I guess blame his parents, not him.
Okay, guys, I gotta go. We got a 15-minute drive. Game starts in 30.
Okay, Joe.
I'll see y'all in the
Good luck
morning.
fun,
to you
Joe.
tonight.
Like I said, I got the baby in the morning, so we'll just see if I see y'all or not.
See how it goes.
At
Okay.
least it's
I'm gonna hang out with the
basketball and
baby
you're
tomorrow.
indoors and no rain. So there
Yeah.
you
Oh
go.
yeah. See y'all later.
Okay, Joe.
Later.
Take care.
Later. What's up, Dre? Why does Mudball look like he's playing Where's Waldo?
Oh. Oh, I'm listening to audio in my ears. I'm putting together a commercial and I'm writing down some notes.
Yeah, there's a link to a short video about the weird Denver International Airport. Just kind of gives you an overview of what the people have come up with about that airport. Fucking weird.
Yeah, that's right, Gitchy. Erasing and rebuilding American history.
Ooh, here comes the wind. We went from 0 wind to 20 mile an hour.
If it gets even a little bit sketchy, make sure you get to an interior building or an interior room.
Oh hell. Every house down here is built for category 3 hurricanes. It'll be fine.
Whatever. Keep thinking that.
All right.
Hmm.
Don't
But
listen.
yes, I grew up
don't
in
listen to the guy.
Ohio.
Yeah.
I grew up in Ohio in Tornado Alley. I'm very familiar with the recommendation.
I'm right here in that tornado alley too,
You're
and
right in the middle of
and
it,
I know
too.
exactly what I know the exact safety procedures. If tornado sirens go off, you send everybody to an interior room of the house, preferably a basement, while you go outside and look.
Yeah, exactly. You're supposed to go outside and look. Uh-huh.
You guys have a basement, Donald?
We have it's
Crawl space or
pretty much
base-
it's a basement. I'm in the basement right now. The ground level on this one side is about chest level. I got a window that looks out just above ground level on the front side, and on the back side, it's completely covered.
Yeah, it's no more than about 15 mile an hour at the moment.
Justin, you don't have a
It
basement.
gusted to about 20.
You know, most houses in Florida don't have a basement.
exactly.
Because of the high water tables.
That's why I said go to an interior room.
Usually a bathroom
Right.
with no windows.
A lot of people like to get in the bathtub.
But dude, yeah, a
You
lot
know,
of houses in-
if you had a cast iron bathtub, maybe not such a bad idea. The plastic
wouldn't wanna
crap
do
that they
that with
have
a
now, I
plastic
don't know
one.
what good it would do you.
very few places in Florida have basements. Very few.
When I was a kid, I lived in a place where they had basements, but everybody had two sump pumps because if the sump pumps ever went off, your entire basement, however deep it was,
Would
you'd have
flood.
you'd have water to your floor above. The water table was so high in that area that they literally hit an artesian well with a post hole digger.
Wow.
Yeah, but there's
You
so
could
much
pretty well,
swamp.
you could pretty well put a straw in the ground to drink water. That's how high the water table was in that area.
Not to mention, you go dig in a basement floor, you're liable to hit a freaking sinkhole. Those are
Yeah,
really
as
bad
much
in Florida.
limestone as underneath. Yeah.
Yeah, Florida's really bad for sinkholes. Those are some
In
scary
your
things,
area,
man.
Orlando to Tampa is terrible. Over in the
There was,
Daytona area, it's not bad at all.
There was actually an entire brand new neighborhood that was built on top of a bunch of sinkholes. They didn't know were there. And all these houses started falling into them.
Hey, Atlantic Adventures, is that Bill, I think?
Yeah. Okay, so the wind started about 2 minutes ago. I'll just say it's a bit breezy, but that's it. Twelve gusts to 15 plus a little. Not
Yeah,
not nearly the 50-mile-an-hour they were talking about.
Yeah, we had a big ass sinkhole a couple of years ago that swallowed up half a parking lot in front of a Publix. Took them a couple months to get it all filled in and everything.
We get sinkholes all the time around here. Everything's built on top of. There's a mining communities all the way around, so it's all
You're a
built on top
man-made
of-
sinkholes.
Yep.
Hey, look at Bowling Green, Kentucky. How many Corvettes fell into that one?
I remember, what was it, in Louisiana? Well, I think it was Louisiana where they were drilling and they hit a freaking mine shaft. And they drained that entire lake.
Salt mine, drained that lake.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah,
Hey,
drained the whole
Dre.
fucking lake. What's
Howdy, howdy.
up, Dre?
How's everybody doing today?
That storm looks like a big ass tornado. Just getting through these storms. They're about to hit me in about 30 minutes.
Is this a projected model, or is it going to hit you in 30 minutes like it's right on top of your house right now?
It says on there about 6 o'clock it's supposed to hit us. Like where
What
it
is it
starts
now?
coming.
What is it now? 5:30?
5:30. Let me stop it at 5:30, right there. That's
Yeah,
five,
that's a pretty accurate picture.
5:26. 5:42,
At 5:42, Justin's doing the backstroke.
6:08, 6:24.
Yeah, see, right?
The whole house is flooded, and the stairs got the life preservers on.
There's 7 o'clock.
That's a slow mover.
Nah. Not that slow.
This front is moving a lot faster than the back.
Yeah.
And then it'll hit
Once it goes
TJ
back
later
to,
on.
once the projector go out to sea, it breaks up real quick.
Because that's where they get picked up and lifted towards the North
Funny,
Pole.
John.
Mhm.
Well, they don't build a lot of basements here because they're sitting on top of a bunch of swampland too, John. So
Yeah. You don't have good. You guys don't get good compaction.
We don't have good clay.
That's what compaction comes from.
Yeah.
The clay and a limestone, and we call what is it? Sophie lime with the mixture of clay and sand, and Florida doesn't hold it very well.
It's all sand. I
Yeah.
don't know where you run into the limestone. I could dig a hole in. I'm in sand and keep digging
Yeah.
it. I'm still in sand.
Daryl said when it went by him, it was pretty intense.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's going by me, and that tornado was just north of me. But here, where I'm at, it's not that bad. Little
Yeah,
heavy
Dan-
rain, medium to heavy rain, maybe.
Yeah, Dan was live earlier with his phone sticking out the window.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, I saw that.
Wasn't didn't look too bad where he was at though. I mean, he had some
Mm-mm.
tree limbs fall down in the front of his house or the back. I'm not sure what part of the house.
Yeah.
Wasn't nothing too crazy.
Yeah, like I said, the wind started at about 5:29. That was 7 minutes ago.
Think you guys gonna lose
Sort of
power,
as
Justin?
the front is going right over top of me.
What was that, Dre?
I was asking Justin, do they anticipate them losing power, or will they shut the power down?
No.
That's surprising. I know out here, if the winds get to blowing too hard, they will shut the power down. So
Well,
the
there's a lot
electric company-
lot of places in the United States, Dre, as you well know. I mean, if too many people flip the switch on a light switch too fast, the power goes out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
here they won't even shut the power down for a hurricane. You just make it through
Yeah,
it and hope your
exactly.
power stays on.
Yeah. Well, out here, I guess the power companies are tired of getting sued for everything, so they say, they'll start warnings day or two in advance with the weather forecast to say if the winds get strong, anticipate power outages, because we're shutting it down.
Yeah, because they don't want to start the wildfires.
Yeah, they don't want to start the wildfires and have to pay all that money.
Pretty much all the new communities in the last probably 15 plus years here in Florida,
Mhm.
all the electrical,
JDS?
it's all underground.
Yeah, it's like my neighbor, my house, 30 years old, and it's all everything's underground, but
Yeah.
somewhere it's above ground that leads
Yeah,
to
yeah.
the community.
Like when Hurricane Matthew, which was that Cat 4 that was just offshore from Daytona, when it went by, we lost power because a tree fell on one of the main
Mhm.
distribution lines that came into the community.
Right.
'Cause where it got
JDS.
hit by a tree.
JDS, Dominic is indisposed for about an hour, he said. So within the next 20 minutes to a half hour, I think he'll be on here.
He's lurking, so she must be good looking.
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing, Waypoint? Oh boy. Did you figure it out, Don?
Figure what out?
I don't know, but you had that look like he was looking for something.
Yeah, he had that serious look on his face, didn't he?
And one thing here, he was going back and forth and looking, and then that look on his face, like, I could have sworn I saw it there. Now it's not there.
Yeah, a client who likes to bury information within emails that do not pertain to the project you're working on. It's always fun.
So in other words, you got to figure out what
he
the hell
wants to
he's
embed
really saying.
information into
Yeah,
an email
well,
that does not.
we
pertain to-
work on it. We have a lot of emails going back and forth with this person. So I'm working on a video project that he'll include the information for this video project in another email that is about a different thing. It's a bit of a, he's all over.
It sounds a little fishy to me.
Some people you can imagine what their desks must look like, and I imagine his is just covered in post-it notes.
Dre, you've worked with people like that before, right? Very disorganized.
Well, there's one thing in being disorganized, and there's another thing being shady.
Oh
This
no,
guy-
he's not
he
shady.
got both. Like this guy's got both feet in each corner.
Nope. If I bill him, he pays that day. So
Well, that's probably, I'm guessing, Donald, if he's that disheveled, it's probably he wants to keep you around because there's so many other people that don't want to deal with him.
well, we're trying to me and another person that's working with this, we're trying to get some organization going. I mean, I'm
Max
really
on his own?
disheveled
Something like
myself,
that, huh?
but all of my projects and stuff I keep very tidy. My personal life is chaos.
You still doing the Walmart gig?
Nope.
Oh, attaboy. Yeah, that would have to get old after a while.
It does.
Oh, Ron Lockwood coming in.
But
Knows how much they give a shit though. They didn't even try to stop you.
definitionally speaking, everything gets old after a while.
Yeah. Yep.
Hey,
Hey,
Ron.
there's Ron. Long
Howdy.
time, Ron. How you doing?
Good, good. Been either working, was kind of sick for about a week.
Really?
Yeah, I got some food poisoning and
Oh,
not doing
What
well
was her
for
name?
and
Who did you eat?
I was gonna say that roadkill wasn't good for you, huh?
a little Chinese person is what I ate, or a cat. Mm,
Well, it's supposed to be cat. It probably turned out to be rat, right?
probably. And I just took a little time to myself and working on a pretty big project right now in the house. Completely, I just got sick and tired of looking at the bedroom that is my office that used to be the girls' room for the previous owner, which was yellow and blue. And carpeting's falling apart and it just looked like garbage. So the past 3 mornings, I've been in there by 4 a.m. and in there till 9, 10 o'clock at night. I've painted. I've accented all the wood. The office is completely, well, here, let me show you.
So did you go with a pink and a light fuchsia?
I just can't picture Ron as a fuchsia kind of guy.
Well, I didn't think he wanted to disturb the flavor of the room since it was a girl's room before.
But painted mahogany, or not mahogany,
I
burgundy.
wasn't far off there, Paul. Look at that deep magenta there.
Yeah.
Yeah, deep magenta. And then this wall is going to be, it's two-toned. I got a chair railing that's going to be going up there. The last 2 days, I put wooden planks up. That's almost done.
I
So
like
that is a
wooden
job.
plank there. That's nice looking.
Yeah. So the bear will probably go over in this corner, and then I've accented all the wood in here.
Oh yeah, looks good.
Yeah.
what'd you
The
do
windows-
that with the porch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so I'll finish that up tomorrow, hopefully. And then I gotta wait to put up the trim after the carpet comes. So, but the rest of that's laying here.
Oh, your trim,
So-
yeah.
Yeah.
JDS.
Well, you're supposed to be getting rest, but it doesn't sound like you're getting your rest. It sounds like you just work.
Last pay period, I did 180. 128, close to 160 hours in 2 weeks between the two jobs.
Holy cow.
No,
168 hours in 2 weeks. Don, what do you think about that?
milking Elsie, the overtime cow. But
Well,
paying for things.
bit extreme, but overtime.
Yeah.
You get time and a half for overtime?
Oh yeah. And then the North Dakota shift was 10 or time and a half plus 10 an hour.
And we've all heard what Ron does. He mostly sleeps when he's on work.
I do. It's called EMS, earn money sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Well,
Yeah,
good for
but
you.
when he's working, it's really intense. Or
Just
can
don't
be.
burn yourself out, Ron.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if I'll be going back to North. I don't know. I got in a fight with one of the pilots up there. That guy's been under my skin for 7 years. And he pushed my buttons and did probably the most rudest, selfish thing that any coworker has ever done. And I, in front of the night shift, which was me, the new day shift that came on when I left, he made a comment to me. I said, "You can go fuck yourself." And I walked out the door. Excuse my, but so I'm waiting for a phone call. I've also emailed his boss and the CEO, and I wrote them exactly what happened. What an ignorant prick.
Sounds like it.
Oh, he's
Arrogant.
he and I had a problem about 3 years ago.
Jonathan.
I threatened to go to HR, and my boss convinced me to chill out and have a meeting. So I said, "Well, Adam, you've been good to me, so I'll give you this one time." So we met, had two bosses and him, and we went through 6 pages of notes that I had, big yellow manila notes,
Legal pad, right?
legal pad. And I told him, I said, "It stops as of today, all these things." And I even told him I'm willing to wipe the slate clean. But I said, if you start up any of this shit again, I don't do my boss any favors. I go direct to HR. I'm going to have your ass fired. And I said, "Do you have any questions?" He was so he's such a narcissist. He's probably one of the worst I've ever seen. But he pulled something on me the other night. Then he started questioning me. "Oh, Ron, you haven't been here for 4 months. You know what you're doing?" I said, "I left here 4 months ago. I didn't leave fucking medicine. Idiot. You're a pilot. Fly your airplane." Yeah, just so. But his boss did write me back and said, "This is unexcusable." Good.
So Dre, what have you been up to?
Yeah.
Been,
Hopefully,
been busy as a beaver. You know,
Yeah, I see you've been doing some live streaming.
yeah, I'm getting that prepped up, but I've been getting a lot of work coming my way. The end of last year and already starting this year and stuff, and it's a long term job. So like, I had to submit a COA for a year long authorization on one site that I picked up. It sits out there between Keno Airport and Ontario Airport, so overlapping airspace. So I got to pick that up. So that's another year long project there. And another one I picked up from Redlands, California, another year long project. So things are looking good for 2024 so far.
Ron, did you like working on the West Coast when you were working out there?
Yeah, just you just answered a question for me, Drake. The other day I was trying to remember the name of that airport outside of LA. It's Ontario.
Yeah, Ontario. Yeah,
It's like
Yeah.
I used to fly into there all the time.
yeah. They have several of them now. You have one in Burbank, and then you have one down in Orange County, John Wayne.
John Wayne, yeah.
And then you have Long Beach also has a passenger airport. Now,
Well, that's where I used to work out of, John Wayne.
is that right? John Wayne, yeah.
I love John Wayne
Ontario's
Airport.
been around for about 50. I would say 60, almost 70 years. Ontario's been around, and they fell under the jurisdiction of LAX for a while there. LAX is trying to run them out of business, and they're just diverting all flights straight into LAX and bypassing Ontario. Which Ontario is so easy to get in and out of. You know, it's just, I mean, you can pull up to the curb, pick people up, drop people off, and in and out of there with no problems at all.
Passenger friendly.
Yep, very much passenger friendly and stuff. Man, instead of going to a major like LAX and stuff where you can't even get close to the terminals, they won't even let you go nowhere near it. You got to park almost a mile away. It's ridiculous.
I loved the takeoffs at John Wayne. Those are a blast.
Well, they go straight up.
So because of the noise ordinance, essentially they make sure they have the entire length of the runway, but they pull onto the runway, they lock the brakes, and they go full power, release the brakes, take off, jump up to 1,000 feet. And I mean, they're going steep to 1,000 feet because they got to be at 1,000 feet by like the end of the airport. So before they get off the airport property, and then they idle the engines. They literally pull it back to idle. You go from to
Yeah, you feel like you're floating.
Yeah, feel like you're floating. They go out, they cruise over the ocean just like that, about 1,000 feet up, and then once they're over the ocean, then they can power the engines back and start climbing out. But the noise, it's entirely the noise ordinance right there, right around the John Wayne Airport. It's the most unique takeoff that you'll probably ever have in the U.S.
Wow.
But it's great. If you like flying, that one's a fun one.
I was going to ask you, Ron. I saw a picture you posted. I guess it was last week of the crew, and I was thinking that I thought you left those guys.
No, I did full time.
Yeah.
Stayed on
So you went
PRS. First shift I've worked since August.
What's up, Bill?
So are you back with them full time now and cut the other folks loose?
Just PRN.
Oh, okay. Okay.
They have some staffing issues, and
Mm-hmm.
it was a holiday. I had nothing to do, and
Yeah, but so basically you were helping them out.
Well, he's the nice guy, Dre, that on holidays or birthdays or whatever, he'd fill in for people.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's helping them out, and this guy's acting like a real piece of work here. And
I could tell you for hours about this guy. He's probably the most disrespected manager. He is the manager of the pilots at our base. I have never seen a manager more disrespected in my life.
Wow.
Ever. Sad part is his skills as a pilot are really, really good. But as a manager and as a person.
Right. I say very, very, very talented skill, but no people skills.
Yep.
I saw a product manager that was that way. And we used to say the best thing that we could do with him is shove him in an office by himself and give him some paper and tell him write notes on the paper and shove it under the door. Because he had good ideas, but his people skills were terrible.
Yeah.
His customer skills tended to be terrible too.
Yeah, that's what those classic folks who say they are very talented, but they can't teach nobody nothing.
Yeah.
Can't teach anybody anything. So they have no people skills.
Yep. When I found out, it's very, very hard to get fired at this other job I used to have. And they will do everything in their power to reconcile a situation. Like they have sent him to management classes.
Yeah.
Well, there's a good way to fix this. Put somebody else in his position.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, his pilots, oh my God, we hear it all the time when he's not there. I can't repeat half the stuff they say.
Mm.
But then he has a new target about once every 2 months. I guess since I've been gone for 4 months, I guess I came right up on the lineup when I walked in the door. But
So he's not so
I
he's
always
not
say
a
one day
leader, he's a
somebody's gonna
boss.
chin check him, and he's gonna
Yeah.
learn his lesson.
one of these days,
Yeah, somebody gonna chin check him and say, "Hey, you talking all that noise? I'm gonna pull your card."
well, I emailed the CEO, who is a pilot, and his boss. And I got a response back yesterday that said, "This is unexcusable, and we will be investigating this thoroughly."
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
So-
Dominic,
Yes, hello. Sorry, I had something I couldn't shift. I said to them no, and I had to. So I'm here now.
How good looking was she? You said you were
I wish.
lurking.
I wish. I
You
wish.
were lurking outside the window, weren't you?
I wish. I wish. It was
Dominic,
that
you still
case.
have that little honey pie girlfriend? That friend of yours?
Yeah. She's got some issues at the moment she needs to attend to, so that's why she's being a little bit scarce with her time. She needs to attend to a few things.
Hmm.
So, yep. Not the best, but it'll be it's good for her.
So anything new? I haven't been around in 2-3 weeks.
Hey Justin, it's past your area.
Oh, okay.
I can see it on the My Radar app. It's already past Lakeland.
Mm.
Is Justin still there? He didn't respond.
Yeah, but I'm not in Lakeland.
Thought you were in Lakeland. You're in Winter Haven?
Yeah, so it should be like right over me right now.
Yeah, it's right over you.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
Lakeland's a little bit farther. That's about 40 minutes for me.
Hmm.
I mean, the outskirts of Lakeland are about 20, 25-minute drive, but if you want to get into the heart of Lakeland, it's about 40 minutes. Oh my God, Corey. Like you couldn't have at least went to the fucking bathroom? Jesus Christ.
Exactly.
Just went to
That's
town
what
right in
I-
his cubicle.
That's what an iPad's for.
Well, he was on his iPad. He was just in the cubicle.
I know that, but if you're going to do that, take the iPad to the men's room and finish yourself off there. Jeez, some people are inconsiderate.
Well, there is a council meeting where the gentleman, he has a mic on his collar and he walks off to use the restroom, and he has the mic still hooked to the speakers in the council room, and you can hear him using the restroom the whole time.
Not as bad as the dude that had sex on the damn. What was it? What was that one, Donald, you were telling us about? The guy that had sex right there in one of the cabinet rooms or whatever for the federal government.
No, that
cop
was in
mama?
the Senate chambers.
The Senate chambers.
Oh,
Yeah, the guy who that was a GoPro. He
Yeah,
was-
the guy, like,
So we could
It
actually
wasn't-
see it as
it
well.
wasn't accidentally mic'd or anything. He had
I like how you had to point out what camera it was. He was like, it wasn't some cheap ass camera. That was a GoPro.
no,
No,
it wasn't
it's
like
a
it wasn't
GoPro,
like an
at least.
accident. He wanted to be filmed, so
Oh, for sure.
Maybe he wanted to put it on like OnlyFans
You know he
or
had
something.
that. You know he
Or
had the helmet
Pornhub.
mounted. You know he had that helmet mounted thing on too for it.
Yeah, did you not see the video?
Yes, I did go look at it.
Yeah, the
'cause
guy was looking around, and you could see he was.
It was pretty nasty.
Hmm.
Oh well,
Let's do it.
somebody starts spanking it in a cubicle next to me. I'm gonna get the popcorn. You know, free butter.
Who's gonna bring the
Hey.
soda?
You want me to butter your popcorn?
Oh, that was wrong. I don't know why I said it. I grossed myself out.
Uh,
Who brings the soda?
uh,
Hey,
Hey,
Andrew, how you doing, buddy?
What's up, Jonathan?
Uncle Bill's in the chat.
What's up, Uncle Bill?
uh,
Bill said, and he did it like a pro too.
Yeah, there you go.
He was trying to get a GoPro endorsement.
Jonathan
I think
Jackson.
they've gone to sleep, haven't they?
So
Too much
Rod,
information. Yeah, Corey.
Rod, did you get much for rain?
It's still raining. We may get maybe an inch.
Ah, I've got about 4 to 5 inches right now.
That's what she said.
5:29. It probably started
Bugger.
raining about
You
an
got,
hour
you got
ago.
to me first.
you walked into that one.
Andrew, you walked into that one.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, Don was quicker. Don was quicker with the punch there.
Donald doesn't miss it. You know, you set up the drive for Donald. He doesn't stand there and just practice swing. He just
So that video
it?
might make you
Alley-oop.
dizzy, Andrew?
With an
Huh?
alley-oop.
Did that video make you dizzy?
Not really.
Not really. Okay, good.
At times it can if you're not paying attention.
My daughter was like, "You did way too many rolls," and I told her that. Well, that was the
That's
point.
the
I was
point.
practicing rolls. That's what I was doing. I was practicing rolls on that flight. It was exactly what I was doing.
Did you see the videos, Ray? Rod's new video?
Haven't got around to that yet.
Ray's reading something.
Yeah, somebody sent me a message and I had to respond. What did I miss?
Did you see Rod's new video on the roll?
I was doing a bunch of rolls
FPV
He's doing
roll.
with my
FPV roll.
FPV.
Oh, no, I didn't see that one. Last one I saw you were, you had did something to, I guess you had a 4 prop
Yeah, let me pull
propellers
it. Yeah,
and
let
you
me
was-
pull it up.
flying around the neighborhood.
Yeah. Hey, I did like 3 Mavic 3 videos. I did the last sunrise of 2023, the first sunrise of 2024, and the
I've done
second
both of those.
sunrise of 24 before I posted this latest FPV video. Okay, let me see here.
You're busy.
Stop. I was on vacation the last 2 weeks, so I took advantage of flying.
Let's use vacation every day.
No,
Well,
I
Trey?
got another 13 years if I have my way. I'll be 70. Okay, share screen. Here we go. I don't know if I should do it on here or not, anyways. The skate park in Titusville.
What if you get a good package from your company there, Rod?
You know where I work. I really want to work here another 13 years. I need more stock.
Do you have a stock guy?
Right,
Yeah, they
buys
give
it
us
right to the
they
company.
give us a lot. So I'm good.
No, I'm asking, do you have a stock guy that helps you manage? Or if you have a question to, hey, what do you guys think? You know?
Being a
Mm.
stockbroker.
No,
Are you
Stockbroker
offering
or
your
something.
services?
No, I'm asking Rod if he has one.
nope.
Ah,
What would you recommend, Andrew?
well, I would recommend Merrill Lynch.
Yeah, but there's so many stock apps out there that have dumbed it down for regular people that they don't really need to go out. I
And
don't
if you
really
have
need to
Bank
go
of
out and get a
America,
stockbroker.
and if you
Oh,
have Bank
not
of,
for buying and selling, but for actually knowing what you're doing for long-term investments. Yeah, yeah.
Well, I would tell all you guys, go watch that movie called Dumb Money.
Yep.
You can see that osprey sitting up on top of that light pole. That's his nest up there.
The big bird.
Yeah, they are. They're big birds.
What's the rules about flying close to ospreys and stuff?
That's a good question.
uh,
I don't really
no.
mess with them, so
Dominic, do you know?
I'm in a different country, so it's going to be totally different here than over there.
Don't mess with the
don't
large birds.
harass don't harass them. So I don't
I think it'd be generally don't do anything that would
disturb
harass
them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, hey Osprey, you look nice in that skirt.
You know, I went up and did an orbit around them. I was probably 30 feet away from the light pole when I did the orbit up at his altitude. He never moved. So I was like, okay.
I'd say,
And I
as long as you
also
don't
never
antagonize them.
and I also never went back up there. I did one orbit and left it at that. And I wasn't close.
Whoa.
I think it'd be generally don't antagonize them.
Yeah, exactly.
What is it,
Yeah,
a
don't
BMX
harass 'em.
Little layout there or something?
So you can see every pass coming by that pole, I'm down closer to the ground underneath him, right?
Oh, that looks like a good movie, Dre.
Oh, Dumb Money?
Yeah, I'm watching the trailer.
It's entertaining, but if you really pay attention, you can actually learn something. But it is an entertaining movie.
Which
The one
means it
thing I
was,
will say, when I overroll the roll, I actually don't mind because I just kind of keep turning into the roll when that happens.
I
And just
remember the
sort of
whole.
use it as a natural turn.
I remember the whole GameStop debacle.
Yeah, I remember that.
Mhm. Well,
Cool. Got an HD copy
They-
already of it. I'll be watching
yeah,
it
they
later.
were smart,
Anyways.
but they were dumb in the fact that they forgot that the people who had their money in, they don't lose.
Don't
They'll
spoil the
change.
movie, Don.
Oh,
You can give me spoilers. I don't give a shit.
no, it happened in the news. Did nobody pay
Yeah,
attention to the news?
Well, evidently
Oh.
he wasn't paying attention.
He didn't even know about the movie.
Don't give him no tips now.
No, I know
Wow.
about the whole GameStop thing. I just didn't know there was a movie about it though.
Yeah.
I remember when that happened.
It's a well put together movie.
Yeah, it looked
Yeah.
really good, but the trailer did.
Yep, David can
Yeah,
go up
well-
against Goliath all you want to in the stories, but Goliath is still Goliath.
Yeah. Because like I always tell folks, it's
But
even
but
when it's
again, by
not
the law
about
of
money,
averages,
it's about who you know.
yeah, exactly.
yes.
But
You
at the
got-
same
It's going to be
time,
about who you know.
at the same time, if you simulate it 1,000 times, David versus Goliath, Goliath's not going to win every time.
Well,
Ah, here we go.
there were a lot of people who made a lot of money.
Mhm.
I'm agreeing with
A
you
lot of
there,
small
yes.
investors that made
Yes.
a lot of money off that entire thing. But the
Yeah.
ones who stayed in, they got cut.
Yeah.
Mm. You get in and get out quickly.
Were
Every
you in
sale
on it?
has a winner and a loser, and the big guys don't like to be the loser.
Mm.
Right. And they will
Did you-
change the rules of the game to make sure they're not the losers.
Hmm
Did you jump in on it there, Don?
Did
Yeah.
I? No, I was paying attention,
Yes.
and I thought about it awful hard.
So I'd say just in about 30 minutes is the main part of the storm going by me. There's a little light rain on the backside, but no big deal and no real strong winds. If we
Yeah,
had
they-
20-mile-an-hour gusts, then on that one real gust, that's probably about as high as it got here.
I think Joe America, and then near Charleston up to about Charlotte was going to get possible tornadoes, but
Yeah, that's where the stronger part of the storm was further north.
Mm.
You have that money? You have that film on there? Let me see.
Talking to me?
Corey does.
Okay.
Oh, Corey does have it on his Plex server. Okay. I
Yeah.
found it on the
So-
other
Have it
side
on
I
my,
used too, but
Digital.
Well done,
So-
Corey.
Trying to remember, where
So-
you at, Andrew?
South Carolina.
Oh yeah,
Upstate.
You're up there.
You're upstate South Carolina?
Yeah.
Yeah, the storm was
Up-
much wider up your way.
About 40 minutes from the North Carolina border.
I'll watch it on Corey's server because I found it on the other side I used to.
So how's it going up there,
Are
Ron?
you borrowing somebody else's password again, Justin?
Me and Tim, Corey put us on his Plex server.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good, Andrew. Just keeping super busy.
Too busy?
Oh, and I've been meaning to tell you, 50% of what you said is true, but the other night or the other day for a 24-hour shift, I was at our slow station.
Mhm.
Holy shit. And I called my supervisor. I'm like, you got to get us help down here. And she's like, Ron, I can't. She goes, we're down a vehicle and all of the other trucks are, the closest unit to us is like 60 miles away. There were calls waiting for us. I'm calling the 911 center on the phone saying, tell the person we'll get there when we can. We haven't transported this one yet. And then it happened again. Then it happened again.
What kind of
Oh.
calls were you getting, Ron?
What's that?
What kind of calls were you getting?
We had a vehicle rollover, really super icy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
We had like 3 really severe respiratory issues. One lady stopped breathing. Popped in the door. Finally, we got there. We popped in the door, and the son was there. And he goes, "It's about damn time you got here." Just like she just stopped breathing. I think I'm like, dude, we're doing the best we can. We're the only vehicle in town.
Wow.
Hey,
Only
Ron.
service.
Don,
60
Donald's driving to Iowa to visit his daughter. Give him any idea what to expect?
Watch out for the deer.
Yep.
is it that season, Ron?
No, rut's over, so you should be
Yeah,
pretty good.
it's not bad right
Right.
yeah, but it's that early winter that around here it's like, yeah, watch it out. You
Yeah.
start counting how many you see on the way.
The black ice is the worst part.
Oh, black ice.
Mm.
That's horrible.
Yeah, we're gonna take it slow. It's like a 6-hour drive, and I don't care if it takes 8.
It's lots of cornfields.
Yeah.
Corey, you don't have to brag about your band when Tim
the
isn't
bad
here.
part is once you get past up Des Moines to Ames, it's nothing. And
Yeah.
I'm hoping that we don't have much wind coming across there on the way up.
Good luck.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah,
corn.
good luck.
So it's corn as far as the eye can see.
Actually,
Oh,
no
yeah.
corn to see right now.
Yeah. Not right now.
But usually,
So we're looking at what we're looking at is empty fields
But
and
it's-
nothing. There's a few windbreaks up there, but not very many.
but it's farms as far as you can see.
It's
Mhm.
quite a bit.
Well, that's the thing about it is you come to a small town and you got lights, then you get out of the town and all there is nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that from here up to KC is not going to be bad because we got a little bit of snow up towards KC, but it's supposed to warm up and it shouldn't be bad. North of KC up to Des Moines
The
should be
space
relatively
internet.
clear, but Des Moines up to Ames, I hear they don't do too much.
I used to drive through Iowa for 9 years in a row.
That's funny, Corey.
Do they do much for salting through there? For
I heard they
salting the
don't do
roads?
it. They won't do it until the next day or something like that. I have a truck driver friend who said that there's a certain time or a certain limit that they would not salt, and then
Oh, or for air temperature and ground temperature.
I don't
and
know
that?
what they do. I don't know why. He just said that he's trying to tell me horror stories. I'm like, I don't care if I have to eat my wife if we crash, and I'll survive.
on.
I think I can take her. No,
North
not-
Dakota doesn't use salt. Minnesota does.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why Minnesota does, because there's almost no point, because it's so damn cold it won't melt anyways.
I wouldn't jump straight to cannibalism. I'd probably gonna have some snacks in the car.
Then you go to cannibalism.
Well, I figure 5 hours is a bit long to go without a meal.
Yeah.
Just call Amazon. They deliver.
And she could lose a leg like from the knee down, and we could probably eat on that for a day.
Yeah.
Actually, they just redid that movie, Donald, about the rugby players.
Oh yeah,
That
that crash
it's
in the
called-
Andes.
Yeah, they redid it. Society of the Snow.
Oh.
What's kind of scary, Ron, is that Donald's already figuring out which part he's going to start on her.
Yeah.
Oh, watch Thanksgiving if you really want to see a horror film about eating people. Ugh. The movie is gross. He actually cooks the chick like a damn turkey.
It's Donald's got a cannibalism game plan.
As long as he has a plan. That's how one survives.
Mm-hmm. My wife doesn't have a plan. I win.
Yeah.
Well, what the sad part is? They get into that situation, and she pulls out a machete, and Don's done.
Hey, if she gets the gun on me, then
That's
She
not a
deserves it.
knife. This is a knife.
Yep.
She didn't reveal her plan.
Yep. If she is
Strategy.
faster on the draw, you know what? I'll tip my hat and I'll put the tourniquet around my leg and say, let's go ahead and I got my Halloween costume figured out for the rest of my life. I'll just get a little peg leg and name it after her.
JD, I don't know about that.
Watch him be like a mile from a fucking IHOP too.
Yeah.
Well, with
JD, you
peg
should
leg,
be asking Justin. JD's asking about soaking filament. I'm like, I don't know.
Well, Don, your luck. You get into an accident, you get pinned in the car, and she'd just be free as a bird.
Ron, go lay down, dude. He nodding off.
Yeah, Ron, you're gonna fall asleep.
John. Exactly.
I bet he's going to enjoy his wine first.
That's exactly what he was talking about.
Put me to sleep, I think. I was in that room working at 3:30 this morning.
So you've been
Did you figure out what you ate that was bad?
Yeah, it was
He
the
said it was
Chinese.
the Asian lady.
Yeah.
Hey, what I want to know, Ron, is do you have to when you snuggle with her, do you have to use chopsticks or what?
Fuck's sake.
No,
I ain't going back there. I know that.
well,
But that could have been just a fluke thing, though.
Well, that they, I was there with Dawn one day, and the one gal kind of helped herself to a little extra tip. He might be old and feeble and short of breath, but boy, he is meticulous on his financial records. And he called me one day, just flew off the handle, left the gal a tip, and then she put a 1 in front of it. And took herself an extra $10. So you got to, who else does she do that to? And we called them and confronted them. They're like, "Oh, we don't understand." Yeah, okay.
That's why I like leaving-
we
I,
saw
I,
it
I like
happen.
leaving cash tips. I don't like formal receipt because they can always manipulate that.
Yep.
And I'll let them not say, hey, your tips on the table.
Yep.
Go get it.
Yeah.
And I'm usually a generous tipper, so it ain't like I'm trying to, penny pinch them, but I don't like that, I hand you my receipt in my debit card or credit card and you start playing tic-tac-toe on it.
Mhm.
We don't do much tipping over here, unless it's a really good restaurant, and unless the service has been, ship shape tip top.
If
We
it's
don't
a
really tip over here.
if it's a great restaurant, great service, great food,
Yeah.
and it's a small restaurant, we'll give a good tip.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, fuck the chick at the IHOP restaurant, right, Andrew?
Hey,
Yeah.
I don't care. I
Well,
left a good tip at Denny's the other day. My wife and I went to breakfast.
Denny's.
Denny's is about maybe 2 or 3 miles down the road. That's a good tip. I mean, because those folks work
But
hard.
would
They do
would you
they-
tip?
My thing is, they put the effort in. Give them a tip.
Yeah.
I know how it
But
was.
outside restaurants, would you tip at any other retail store?
Retail
No,
store?
No, you don't.
there's
tip at
a
a retail
there-
store.
There's a reason why they tip at restaurants. It's because of the wages that they pay waitresses is like
Well, I say
Yeah, that's why
Three
we
something
pay
an
our
hour.
waitresses a
that's
lot
how
better
they
over
make their
here.
money. Because I remember what it was when I used to be a pizza delivery guy at age 18, and stuff, delivering pizza. And them tips came in handy because, back then, I was like 1979,
Max.
80. Back then, you're making barely what was the minimum wage back then? I think it might have been $2.95, $3 back then. Them tips were like lifesavers, man. That was gas.
Mm,
That was gas in the car for a whole week,
yeah.
stuff.
Jesus Christ, Donald.
What?
What you wrote in the chat. Give
Oh,
a
yeah.
full breakdown.
Yeah, Max Air and
Yeah,
Mark
you
White.
got a
has
good
some
point there.
suggestions for you, Don.
Mhm.
And it's just the tip.
Mm.
But I've been reading on the social media recently. There's been a furore about various places that are getting upset because they didn't get a tip. And I heard one on I think it was a bridal. I think it was a bridal shop where
Yeah.
the owners were getting upset that they didn't get a tip.
Well,
I wouldn't,
like I
I
say,
wouldn't have thought you tip anywhere else.
yeah, well, I was saying that, there's certain type of things that you tip on. Like say, a bridal place, I can see a tip because it's a personal service. Because 9 times out of 10, your ass ain't, whoever she is, he ain't fitting in that dress off the rack. That means somebody has to tailor it, hand stitch it, let it out, cut it in, whatever. They're doing manual work to help you fit in that dress and make you look like $1 million. It didn't come off the rack. Just like if I go to get a suit from a tailor, I'm a tippy because I know I can't buy a suit off the rack. I always have to go to a tailor, and get the arms, cut right, the length of the jacket, my shoulders are wide. So I have to get my stuff altered all the time. So tipping them, that's just saying thank you very much for the extra service that have you provided for me.
Yeah, I have to get mine altered too, but
Just
it's mainly
unheard
because of my
of, yeah.
penis.
Yeah.
Okay, Don. You got to get it shortened to only 2 inch.
They ask me how I dress. I say penis to the right, balls to the left.
Yeah, it's about right.
So
That's about right.
I just think usually my wife, she's the stickler. I say I'm a good tipper, and she looks at me like, "Oh, you over tip." I said, because she says, "Look at the tax, and that should be the tip." Whatever the tax is, that should be the tip and stuff. But I'm like, I don't follow that rule. I give them, decent tip because I've been there working for tips.
Especially in California.
Somebody clip that.
If you get a really shitty service, though, I've left a quarter.
Wow.
Well, it's something like that. Like I said, the same little Denny's. One time, my wife and I went in there late one evening. We got something to eat. They totally just didn't even cook my order. She got hers, and hers was kind of screwed up. They totally forgot about mine, and I just got up and left. We left. Like, no, you can't fix this. We're out.
I can give people a lot of leeway.
But
As
like I said, I
far
couldn't
as-
blame it on the waitress,
it-
though.
it's hard
It was the
to-
cook's fault.
Because they could
Leaving
be
a
having a
quarter-
bad day.
Yeah, leaving a quarter is just
It-
horrible.
Sends a
Because
message.
yeah,
like I said,
But-
this is a message like me getting up and walking out. This is a big message.
but usually the people who are waiting on you, if things are going bad, they know it's going bad and they're doing their best. It's just there's very rarely people go into the job to give bad service, especially in that kind of job.
Yeah, and that's why I say I look at the effort. I look at the effort. If you're getting things done for me, even when it's not your fault, like I said, in my situation, it was the cook's fault.
Yeah.
It wasn't the waitress' fault because she
Now-
went back
Yeah.
and told them twice. to put-
When I
get
was
my
a
order
assistant
in.
manager at Pizza
Yes,
Hut years
Edward.
and years ago, when the waitresses would just throw up their hand and be like, "That table's not tipping, so I don't care." It's like, really? Give me the table. Give me the table. They'd give me the table, and I'd go out there and I'd make a tip and come back and say, "I made that. You could have made that."
Mhm.
All it took was being honest and just doing your best. People want to be kind.
Yep.
Yeah, because there's only been a few times we've actually walked out of the restaurant because we sat
Now-
at the table for an hour and no waitress came over to us asking for drinks.
And I
Right.
did do that at a local restaurant one time. My son was taking me out for Father's Day, and we went and we stood there at the door. Please wait to be seated. So we're waiting, and an employee walked by. Didn't say hi. Didn't say anything. Another employee walked by. Didn't say hi. Then they met. They're close to the kitchen. They're sitting there talking. I'm standing there, like, if somebody doesn't wait on us soon, we're just gonna leave. And I said it like kind of loud.
Mhm.
Nobody waited. Okay. I left, and that usually I don't leave a review. Most people don't leave reviews if they have bad service. They leave. You never hear about them. But I went on Facebook. I left a message saying I was just there. I was ignored by the staff for this long, blah blah blah, and now I'm going somewhere else where I'll be taken care of. And they came back on Facebook immediately. What time or what can we do to help? And blah blah blah. I said, I've already given you all the information
Right.
about the time I posted. You should know your schedule. You should know who was there. You should be able to get your information from them. I told you what happened and what time.
Right.
Yeah, they know who was on staff at that time in that restaurant and who
Yeah.
had what table.
And I've never been back. I have friends who say it's a great place and I just had a bad day. That
Oh, you
something
know
was
what?
wrong. You know what?
You know
I
what?
don't care.
Matter of fact, during the first Jerome meetup, you remember this, Ron, when I walked
Right.
out of that restaurant that morning and you guys were coming in off your bikes and I told you guys that they were
Yep.
being super rude and they wouldn't seat anybody.
Yeah.
I walked out of the restaurant and I looked over at Ron. I said, yeah, I probably wouldn't go in there because they're not. I said, I stood there for 15 minutes and nobody acknowledged me. And then when I asked them, the lady got really rude with me and me and Sarah just walked out. We were like, we're not doing this.
Yeah.
Like,
There's
that was
no need to be
don't-
rude.
And I matter of fact, right when I walked out, Ron and somebody else was getting off a motorcycle. They were riding their bikes down there. And I
Jim
looked
was
over. Yeah.
there. I think Mike Night Train was with us.
So what did Uncle Bill say when he heard about all this?
Who?
Uncle Bill.
Different place.
No, I don't think I
Oh.
ever told him that.
Oh.
No, it wasn't at his place. No,
Oh, I thought it was in
No,
Florida.
the first one was
This-
up by Melbourne.
this
Oh.
was like I don't even remember what it was, like an IHOP or something.
Hmm.
I don't
Yeah, I
remember what it was. A random restaurant that was doing breakfast. But the thing was, is when we were standing there was nobody else there.
Yeah.
It was just us. And we sat there for 15 minutes and like 10 waitresses walked by us. And then when I asked the lady about it, she got all pissy with me. When I said, well, we've been standing here for 15 minutes. Can we get seated? She got all
And I
pissy.
always,
So
always
we
go
just
out of my
walked out.
way. Here in the city, I may be downtown, don't work in the building, but if I come in one of the areas and I see somebody stand there like they did do business in the city, I'll ask them, "Have you been helped yet?" You know, and I'll go ahead and flash my badge to whoever's there. Say, "Hey, somebody's out here needs some help." You know, and you don't realize that goes a long way with people. I don't even work in the building, don't work on that floor, but I took the time to say, "Hey,
Mhm.
let me get you some help." And that might be the make or break of somebody's day. It might have make or break of their opinion of doing business with the city. Because you never know who you're going to run into. Like I say, everybody doesn't dress like me that comes to the city. We got millionaires that walk in there in a pair of Vans, some shorts, and flip flop, in a polo shirt, spending millions of dollars. But you treat them like crap, they'll go take their business to another city.
They could walk in dressed like Jimmy Buffett.
Yep. That's
Oh,
what
look
I'm
at Adam Sandler. He dresses like a fucking bum.
saying. Yeah. So you
You
never
don't give
know
a shit.
who you're encountering when you're out there. So I say, I tell people that it's nothing out of your day. You're already here at work. You're already getting paid. So you can't tell me it's killing you to go to say, ask somebody, have you been helped yet? Not that you have to do anything, just to ask them, have they been helped yet? And they'll tell you yes or no. And if it's no, all you just go back there and say, hey, somebody's out there, need to go out and take care of that customer. Simple as that.
Yeah, the frickin' Adam Sandler, he'll show up to a red carpet event in sweatpants and a t-shirt.
Yeah.
And it's not even a nice pair of sweatpants and t-shirt. It looks like it's been worn, for 5 years straight.
Yeah.
I've seen him on TV, flip flops, shorts, and a hoodie.
Yeah.
Yeah, he actually showed up to, I think it was the Horrible Bosses premiere. No, it was one of the Grown Ups premiere. I think it was.
Mhm.
He showed up to one of the movie premieres, and Jennifer Aniston was there, and he walks up behind her, and she's all dressed up real nice in a gown.
Yeah.
Dude, he looked like he just walked off of a street corner, like, and she turns around, she goes, "Oh my God, I just called you and told you not to show up here like that."
I get it for a lot of celebrities. They dress down for the purpose of not wanting to be recognized, so they can do ordinary things in life and go out and do whatever they want to do. But like I said, there's a lot of folks out there, high rollers and stuff that's just who they are, how they conduct themselves, and you never know who you may be entertaining or be in your presence at any given time, and that can make a big difference. Just like they say, a lot of the high rollers in Vegas, they don't dress up. They dress down so they can move about, go about their business.
Yep. That was I want to say his name was Jack White, not from the White Stripes, pool hustler back in the day. And he would go different places, and the first thing he learned to spot another pool hustler was to look at their shoes, because they'd come in dressed like someone that just got off a train crew in this town, and they'd dress down and dress all dirty and stuff. They'd forget their shoes, and they'd have these nice expensive shoes on, go walking in.
Yeah.
The first thing you do is look at their shoes.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
As guys who travel, do we ever take extra shoes in our suitcase? No.
Mm-mm.
No, women? Oh God, they
They
have
have a
like
whole-
5 pairs of shoes in their suitcase.
And they're only going away for.
I take at least a minimum of 2.
And they've got 400. pairs of
Sometimes I
shoes.
say at the most I ever take it is 3, but I take at least 2 pair of shoes.
Nah, they take one. You know what? You know how I look at it, Dre? If I need something, there's a store close by. I'll go buy some. I did a trip to Johannesburg, South Africa once. And
Boy, on world news right now, they're showing the deadly storms pounding the East Coast. Wow.
Okay.
And so I get down there, and I'm at the immigration control and lady in this case, and she looked down around her little desk and looked down, and I had this little medium-sized little travel suitcase thing. She looked at me and went, how long are you going to be here for? And I said, 2 weeks. And she looked and went, that's all you brought? And I went, yeah, I'll do laundry at the hotel.
one pair of underwear. Yeah.
I'm just gonna do laundry at the hotel. Why do I need to? I don't want to
Exactly.
carry a freaking house with me on a trip.
I don't blame you.
I learned to travel light and
Yeah.
and take
Oh,
just the
Virgo.
bare minimum. always with the understanding that if I needed something, I'd just buy it when I was there if I needed it.
How was dinner,
Need to take 2 minutes.
Ron?
With you.
Hey, Paul, you remember the girl Nancy I used to date?
Yep.
Oh my
Mhm.
God, that woman, every time she came to my house, took her 2 hours to bring everything in, but I finally taught her. We go on motorcycle rides. I said, here's your saddlebag. The other one's mine. And then I big luggage carrier box in the back. I said, that's my camera gear. Nothing else goes in there. So practice.
I was
You get
gonna
one
say
step-
you'd have to have a trailer for her.
Oh my God.
Or double trailer?
I gave her one saddlebag. I said, that's it. That's all you get. No. Because nothing goes in my camera box but my camera gear.
She used to enjoy, as I recall, she used to take everything with her, even if she just went for a weekend.
Oh my God, she was terrible. Drove me nuts. Well, how's that?
Dre, you travel light, don't you?
If it was just me, I can travel light, but my wife, she can't. She can't.
That's women
I can
for you.
travel light. You know.
I don't know that you could travel light. How many ties do you take with you?
Yeah.
Well, I know. I say,
Rod does have a point there, Dre.
I can say if I'm wearing,
Good point.
dressing like say
well-
shirt and tie, I count the days I'm there. I've already pulled out my outfits of what I'm gonna wear. I'll get something neutral so I can wear possibly the same tie for a couple of days and go from there.
Apologies,
See,
Tammy.
you're counting Dre and Dre's wardrobe as traveling together. Dre's wardrobe travels by a separate bus.
I have to ship ahead.
Yeah.
Its own suitcase.
But if it's
Yeah.
a bright tie,
Gets its
some
own
I wouldn't
first
take
class seat.
tie
A bright,
traveling. I'd
wild
never take
tie,
a
people
tie
remember
traveling.
it. If
You
it's a
know?
bright tie, people remember it.
Well, they might
So
remember it. The
certain
problem
ties
is,
you can't wear it too often.
But you
gotta
can't
think
use
about
it in very
something
many
happens,
situations.
If you stain it, that's going to be on that bright tie. So you wear yourself a dark tie, so if you get
Mhm.
something on it, it doesn't show.
Hmm?
So you can wear
Got
it for a
his-
couple of days.
It's got his own tie bag.
So I have a tie rack. and
Tie
it's not-
bag.
I think I've already filled all the spaces on it. So I got over 45 ties.
Justin,
Holy
you're-
cow.
You're such a rube.
Dre-
He doesn't put his ties in a
do you-
bag. He has a hard case.
Do you ever get rid of do you ever get rid of ties?
No, I have not gotten rid.
Maybe at
I
some
take
point,
that back. I think I have gotten rid of one or two over the years.
maybe it's time to get
He-
rid of
He's as bad as
few.
Imelda Marcos with her shoes.
Well, I'll tell you what, gentlemen, my dad was a banker. So my dressing is kind of like I inherited from him.
Yeah, you were
My
taught.
dad has a closet in another room in the house all to himself. And it's nothing but suits from one end to the other. And the majority of those suits, I would say, are black. Black suits. My mom has a fit. She'll tell me if I go shop with my dad, don't let him buy another black suit and stuff.
Mr. JRC had something for Ron.
So that's just I mean, and I say for me,
Oh, the
with
swing?
shoes, now shoes is something I've gotten into over the last, I would say, 20 years. Is really starting to buy shoes. I wasn't like that early in life, but as I gotten older, shoes has been a thing that I buy.
Shoes are important.
Well, you know what? Ladies say one thing, and I'm sure like Rhonda talked about, something about shoes and stuff. Women look at a man's shoes just as much they look at the hair of his head, if he has some or not, and they'll look at his shoes to see if they're run over or not.
Hello, Tammy Jean.
Oh, Tammy. Oh, okay.
And I said, women would judge you more by your shoes than anything
I
else you
apologize
have
for
on.
any comments I made about women shopping.
Dre, they also judge you by
But-
your
Dominic,
what?
some of them are very true, though.
Tammy
I know
said
that, but
women
I've got a
suck. No,
Yeah.
Tammy said women suck such pain in the asses. She actually
Yeah.
said that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just read
And
that.
like
actually,
I
yeah.
tell folks, you don't have to have a real big flashy watch, but they'll look
What's
at
up,
the
Jody?
quality of the watch. And that's one thing I learned. I said, you know,
What's wrong with
a
an
good
Apple
watch has weight.
Yeah,
has
so I've got
weight
an
to
Apple
it.
Watch on.
You buy a cheap one, it's light as a feather. So make sure you
Yeah.
buy, I don't care what
always
brand
about
it
cheap
is,
shoes.
make sure it weighs a little something.
Good
Jody,
evening, Jody.
Dre looks down on somebody. A Timex. Oh.
Yeah, because the fake stuff
Hey,
is lighter
I've worn
than the real
Timex,
thing.
dude. Ain't nothing wrong with Timex.
Timex makes some good watches. It's those Chinese off brands.
Yeah. I guess
Well,
I'll go on Amazon and buy, was it Invicta? They have nice watches. And
I
they're
had a
decently
Timex
made.
watch for 15 years.
Yeah.
I've
So
had
like I
this
said,
one.
I have enough watches. I can wear a watch. I won't have to wear another watch for about maybe 2 weeks.
Well,
What,
Dre's wife lets him watch. So
are you trying to get a
Fuck's sake.
tan where your watch goes there, Dre?
What's that?
You trying to get a tan where your watch goes?
Oh, I already have that.
Oh,
can
you
see-
already got the tan.
Yeah. I wear a watch all the time, dude. Non-stop. I feel
Yeah.
naked without wearing a watch.
Dre, the last 3 women I've been with would not let me sleep with them unless I took off my watch. Because after they've been whacked a couple times in the middle of the night, because it's heavy. It's
That's
much.
it. 'Cause
Wait,
it's heavy.
you sleep with the watch on?
Yeah,
I do.
I sleep with mine on.
Dominic is back.
That's
Yeah,
for
sorry.
me.
I
That's
had
a
something in my
military
eye.
thing, or
What
you know,
happened there?
if you're in emergency services or the military.
Looks like you're in a cave,
Uh,
Dominic.
Dominic,
Hmm?
you look very ghostly.
Yeah, you have a watch
Oh.
How
on
did
your
I do?
wrist, dude.
What happened there?
It's
Yeah, when
your
you-
background.
There
Hey,
we go.
I just turned the camera off for 30 seconds because I had something, an eyelash in my eye. I turned it back and everything go. I'm
I
gonna
was
do this
like,
again.
Is
Wait,
Dominic the headless horseman?
yeah, I am actually. Sorry, I've got something in my eye.
That's a pain in the butt.
Jeez.
Hopefully that works. Jeez.
well, he's talking about a different eye there, Andrew.
Guys,
a lot of people.
ibuprofen and go lay down. So
Okay, Ron.
Good point
Hey,
there,
get
Jason.
some
Hey,
rest.
Ron.
Good seeing you, dude.
yeah,
Slow
Take
down a
care.
little bit, okay?
Yeah.
Sleep in, Ron, sleep in tomorrow.
I think I might. The project's
You
near.
might need the extra sleep.
Every once in a while, I need that. Yeah, the project's almost done. It's
or
kind of
come
on hold now until
mid-afternoon,
the
you'll be
carpet people
taking-
get here.
Or
Well,
mid-afternoon,
the
you'll be
only
taking a
question I
nap.
have before you leave is how's the herd doing?
They're good. I had 12 here yesterday. They're all outside here digging.
Any of your regular favorites?
I don't know. A lot of them have lost their horns already. You can tell different ones that I've hand fed because they'll come and they'll see me throwing the corn over the thing, and then they want to come up on the porch. I'm like, oh, you're one of the ones I've hand fed. You can
Yeah.
see the number, but
Yeah.
you know,
Sounds like the
No, they're doing good.
squirrels.
You never did hear whatever happened to your favorite, right?
no, he's in someone's freezer. But
I bet somebody shot him. Yeah.
oh yeah, he was a big boy. Don had 37 the other night in his yard.
Unless
37 deer?
Here, yeah,
did he get picture?
I think so. Yeah,
Yeah,
he has
that's
like
a
a
Wow.
photo.
heater out there. This place, but
Wow.
I've
I-
been paying more attention to them and feeding them daily. Now they're coming back every day, and so word's getting out.
The
Do we-
word is being spread.
It
Do we
is.
still want to soak them with water balloons or something?
No, it'd be the turkey.
Ah, yeah, turkeys.
Did you get rid of the
Any
turkeys?
turkeys yet?
I have
Oh,
not seen them for a
JD.
while. They're back on the other side of the woods. I saw them yesterday.
Oh, so they're still here.
They're still here, but they're not in my yard every
They're not
day.
bothering you. Okay.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
What?
Mail or something on the.
Hello, Atlantic Adventures.
Oh, it's a half panel of single men, JD.
Yes. All right,
There were a
guys.
couple of
Okay,
what?
Ron, Dave,
Yeah.
thanks for dropping
night,
in. We'll
Ron.
see you again soon.
You
Yeah,
guys
and I think
take
I'm going to take off. See you guys
Okay, Rod.
later.
Take
Are you
care.
fo-
Still here.
You falling asleep, Ron?
Yeah.
I'm still here. That's-
Well, you were late for the party. You're gonna be one of the
Yeah,
last
right.
ones to go.
And it's only 10:45 in the morning here.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Thursday morning there, right, Dom?
Wednesday morning.
Wednesday.
morning. Yeah.
Hey, today's
Yeah, don't
Tuesday.
confuse me.
All right.
Don't confuse me, please. I don't know what day it is normally.
I've been there, Dom. But I've woken up. It's like,
It could be
it's
Tuesday,
today,
could be
2 days from
Thursday.
now.
And Dre, it's only 3:46 there, right?
Yep.
In the afternoon.
About to go home
Well,
in
Really
15 minutes.
interesting
Shortly-
time differences here.
I think shortly Dre should be leaving work.
You are correct. I am the only one here. I'm the last to leave the yard.
Couldn't you do that from home?
I could, but like I just told the guy when he leaves at 3:30, he says, "Why do you stay?" I said, "He's talking about why he stay." I said, "I stay because everybody else goes home around 3 o'clock. I stay here till 4 for one reason. So this phone rings, I'm here to answer.
Somebody is answering. Yeah.
That's it. I'm here to answer, and I'm one of the few people who have the skill set. I can operate any piece of equipment out there in that yard to take care of anything that happens.
Maybe you should train one other person in case something happens to you.
Oh, there's a standby crew that's always on call. Like I say, they have to be called in from home. I'm already here.
Because I mean, there is a way you could forward the call from that phone
Oh
to
yeah,
your
there's
phone.
always a way you can do that kind of stuff, but this is the hours I work. I come in from 6:30 to 4 o'clock. Those are my hours. And see, basically, I'm in an administrative position, so technically, I don't need to be here till around 7. Actually, I would say 7:30, 8 o'clock. I come in. I like coming in at 6:30. It works in my schedule. Allows me to get to the gym, get here, because I don't want to be here till 5 o'clock like the rest of the city is. Administrative people.
Traffic.
No, just this time of year, time is laid back. It's like come to work in the dark, you go home in the dark. I don't like that.
Well,
Like the
because
whole day is shot.
Dad's friend leaves home at 8 a.m. and gets home at about 6 p.m. He would leave at 4, but traffic is a bitch.
Mm-hmm. So like I said, I don't want to.
It's-
I only live about 15 minutes from my office. It's about 12, 15 miles from my office. I'm in and out, no problem at all. No matter which route I take, the freeway or I go through the streets, I'll be home in less than 20 minutes.
Lucky.
And that's one thing. I've been a road warrior. I work construction out for private companies. I have done work all the way down in San Diego County, all the way up to the high desert, LA County, down the lower deserts out there in the middle past Palm Springs by Salton Sea. Little one horse town called Westmoreland, named after General Westmoreland. Has one light in the whole town and it flashes yellow.
It's an important
Dude.
light, don't.
There's a couple towns in northern New York that are like that.
Yeah.
One street light. That's it.
Yeah. So like I said, I've been a road warrior. And what it is, go out there and chase jobs up and down the countryside and stuff. And when I was a cop in Long Beach, like I said, that was a 2-hour ride going into work and coming home. And if I worked on the weekends, coming home, I would say that's 3 hours because of traffic.
I just think from being down here in the Ozarks, you city folk are talking funny about them lights at night. Street lights.
What are those?
Well, traffic lights, really.
Well, I remember back
There's
in
one
the day
traffic
when
light
we
that
were
comes on and
kids.
it's yellow and it just
I remember
blinks.
back in the day when we were kids, the rule was when the streetlights come on, you better be home.
Yeah. I tell you this, Don. I remember as a kid in my hometown of Fontana, the 10 freeway, Interstate 10 that runs from Florida to California. And where my hometown is in California, and on Sunday night, starting around 7 p.m., all the way up to old Route 66, which is north of Interstate 10,
Yep.
it all flashed yellow.
Mm-hmm.
So you from the freeway all the way up to Route 66, which is about a 5-mile run, you never had to stop.
Ooh.
Nope.
Never had to stop.
Does anybody ever try to drag race there?
No, it's right down the middle of town. Right down the middle of town.
Right straight through town.
Yeah.
Because
right
I could
straight
see
through
it like
town.
at midnight or 2 a.m. people try to
we
drag
back
race or
then,
something.
Oh,
Andrew,
they were timed.
Andrew, back then we had our own drag strip. These we call the Fontana Drags.
Ooh.
Open all weekend.
Sounds like your kind of drag strip there, Dre. And you had the fastest wheels in town.
I don't know about that. Yeah, out here in I would say the greater San Bernardino area, not only are we famous for most of the fast food places that ever came out, we're also famous for a large amount of street racing. How it occurred. When I was a kid, you come into town, there was a racing shop almost at every block, like it was a gas station or a liquor store. Dude, you can go get your heads grinded out and everything else, and just as much get your exhaust tuned out, everything, dude.
Good point, JD.
Like we have the Hot Rod Hall of Fame here in San Bernardino and stuff. I'm trying to think of one guy. He used to have a show on TV. He's a famous car designer. Recently, he used to have his own little reality show and stuff. He used to do people
Rollins?
cars.
Was it Richard Rollins?
No, this guy, he's like world famous. He used to do like what show he used to do? He used to have his own show and stuff. And all his buddies, a lot of shops here in this area here at San Bernardino. A lot of the old car designers used to hang out and everything else. I can't think of this guy's name, but let me look him up real quick here.
Talking about George Barris?
No, not George
No?
Barris. He was a Hollywood guy.
Yeah, he did all
George
the.
Barris. He did the Batmobile and a couple other
Yeah,
things.
he did all the
I'm trying to think
hot
of
rods
that
for the
name.
shows and the rat rods and stuff like that.
Because there was a guy on Counting Cars.
But you're talking about like
They
actual.
called him the Count.
No, that was just a I think it was a Discovery Channel, History Channel show.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But he was in California.
Yeah. They're all out in this area. There's one guy right there in Fontana. He used to make all the custom pop back in the day. Chip Foose, that's his name. Chip Foose. You look up Chip Foose, he is a
Chip
famous
Foose, yeah.
car designer.
Yeah.
And stuff. Chip Foose.
Does that name ring a bell, Don?
Look him up.
No, I'm not. I really was never a car
I
guy.
mean, if Dominic's
Yeah,
heard
I
the
know
guy
Chip.
all the way in Australia, that tells you
Yeah,
how
I know
famous
it.
he is.
Mhm.
I know Chip
Chip
Foose,
Foose.
but I'm a car man, and
Yeah.
you know, my father was a mechanic, so it's
Oh.
basically ingrained in me.
You look right here. It says perhaps the world's top hot rod designer, Chip Foose.
Yep.
Yeah,
know
I was
all
never
about it.
a car guy, Andrew.
Yes. So
I'm a straight out motorhead, dude.
I was brought
I didn't
up
know
on it,
anything
so
about engines until I bought that stupid doom buggy.
Yeah.
I was brought up on it.
You know quite a bit now.
Only about the
Yeah.
Volkswagens.
But the idea can be applied to most cars now.
As long as you got the right plug-in.
Yet
You can
these
do
days the
most
new cars are completely different than what like
Yeah, you
Donald's
just
were,
plug
know?
in. It's all about the plug-ins these days. Plug the computer in and you basically check everything up from there.
Yeah, the days of the backyard mechanic are slowly coming to an end.
Dominic, your brother works on
Yeah, he took over when my father passed on.
took over
He
to your
over.
dad.
Yeah,
Okay.
he took over. Yeah,
Dominic goes over there and helps wrench every once in a while.
yeah, I know a little bit
But-
about it.
Okay, so my dad's old garage, and then a couple other people that my dad was really good friends that own garages in Southern California have been kind of tracking over the years of how much business they're losing because the cars are getting more complex and they're having to go to the dealer and they
Yeah.
can't work on them.
Yeah.
And they're dropping about 10 to 15% a year over the last like 5 years
Wow.
of like how many fuel pumps they've done, how many like they've tried to track it so I could get an idea because the days of backyard mechanics, I mean, there will still always be backyard mechanics
Yeah,
for the older cars,
well, we
but
call
they're
them
going to be
bush
far and
mechanics.
few in between
Mm-hmm.
because I mean, these days they're every year they're getting more complex to where they have to go to the dealer because of sealed systems and
Yeah,
all
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And,
Well, the biggest
yeah.
thing now in a lot of customized cars, they all like dropping that Chevy L7 engine in them and stuff. That's the most popular thing used
Yes,
in cars
Max.
today. Anybody's got a modernized
We
hot
thrive on
rod,
bullshit.
it's gonna have that L7 engine in it.
Well, all the electronics you got in cars nowadays, you have to have all kinds of different equipment just to read that
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
well,
exactly.
and in
Oh,
order
yeah.
to even get a
OBS.
job as a mechanic at
ABS,
a yeah, in order to even get a job as a mechanic at these dealerships, you have to get ASC certified.
yeah.
You have to go
OPT,
through a bunch of
OPT,
courses.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's not, you know what I'm saying? Like that's the way it's going. Mechanics becoming more of a
Yeah. More
mainstream
technical rather than
business.
just the,
Well,
yeah, rather than
mechanics
the
become more of
old-fashioned
an
bush
IT
mechanic.
guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
okay.
exactly, Dre. It's becoming more mainstream IT type work where,
rather
you
than
know,
just a bush mechanic.
So
Yeah,
Justin and his
exactly.
friend could be the mechanic shop.
but I mean, it is like nowadays they're hooking fucking laptops up to cars to figure out what's
Yeah.
wrong with them.
Exactly.
Like it's,
But you gotta know how to read the program that
But the
spits
thing
out
is-
those numbers.
but the thing is a lot of stuff's getting proprietary too. So only
Yeah,
the
'cause you've got to
you know
have
the
your own machine
dealers,
for those computer. Yeah.
right? And they're the only ones that have the program is the dealerships, and so you can't get it unless you go to the dealership.
Yeah, exactly. It's a Mercedes. Mercedes use the Star system. You have to actually purchase that piece of software, put it on the computer,
Yep.
to plug into your computer. I know that because
Or
Dre's
if they,
getting ready to,
Zip out,
Dre's
time for you
getting
to
ready
get
to
home.
leave.
Yep.
Oh Jesus!
or they still,
All right, we'll see you later, Dre.
All right.
Dre, thanks for coming
Okay.
in, buddy.
Not a
But,
problem.
uh,
I'll figure out how to get out of here. Switch
But even the
bottom left,
The-
bottom right hand
There he is.
corner, there's a leave button.
behind my camera.
but even those programs, they're getting so expensive now for
Mm.
small mom and pop garages. They can't afford
Yeah.
them because they'll charge you 10 grand for the program, and then every 6 months you have to spend $2,000-3,000 to update it
Upgrade, yeah.
because they got the latest updates for it.
Well, and the
Uh,
other thing about cars, cars used to be pretty straightforward. Now all the electronics are connected to this electronic, so if this goes bad, you might have to change 6 things in a row in order to get this fixed.
But well, and that's the thing is like one sensor or something can go out and it throws
Mm.
20 different
Rest of the
codes,
sensor, yeah.
and nothing's actually wrong with any of that stuff. But then they have to sit there and determine what went
Which code's
bad.
which, yeah.
Right. Yeah, it can be a pain in the ass for.
Yep.
And then one might put another one out, which puts another one out. And then
But
you've
you're
gotta
gonna
go- you've got to basically trace all the way back.
But like over the next 10, 15 years, you're going to see a lot of mom and pop garages closing. And then you're going to start to see the big chains of garages. Either they'll do deals with the dealers or the car companies in order to stay open, or they're going to end up shutting down too because they're not going to be able to do anything. Like you're going to like Tire Kingdom, all those big chain garages.
Yeah.
Yes, Max, we do.
Yeah, the days of the corner gas station fixing cars is kind of gone.
It's going away more and more every year.
Yeah.
And I've noticed small garages closing every couple of years. It seems like there's less and less. the only places that you really see staying open are oil change, tire, and brake places. That's about
Yep.
where you see a lot of like
Pretty
the majority
straightforward.
of the garages around here that are mom and pop are all just, a lot of them are going just to brakes, tires, and oil changes. 'Cause
How,
they can't
how did
really do a whole
Sarah
lot.
make out yesterday getting the car fixed?
Oh, that was the other day. Yeah, it got fixed. Fucking $700 later.
Exactly.
What was wrong with it?
The caliper seized up on the one side, and then it fucked up the rotor because it
Did she not
seized
know
up.
any men who could fix that?
I don't work on cars, so no.
So the
I'm the
answer
same as you, Donald. I was never.
is no.
I'm the same as
I know.
Donald. I was never a car guy.
Yep.
I was never into cars.
I was never a car guy, but I always worked on my own cars. I would get my what was it?
I never had. I grew up in a garage, but I just never. It was nothing
A
that ever
Chilton's.
interested me.
Every car I bought, after I bought it, second I bought it, I'd go buy the Chiltons for it, and that way, if something went wrong, I could sit down and figure my way into it if it wasn't like ridiculous.
Well,
but
the only thing is the caliper and stuff. Sometimes that has to either be heated up or it has to be pressed out or all kinds of things. And the average guy doesn't have that kind of equipment to do it.
Well, I don't. I know I don't. I have a basic toolbox with screwdrivers,
Couple of
all
wrenches.
the basic stuff you would need to do around the house stuff, but I don't have nothing extensive
Yeah.
like that. Like I said, I grew up in a garage, and I don't know, never really interested me.
Gonna say I'm gonna put a YouTube link in the chat. It's called Bush Mechanics. It's an Australian how do we say an Australian program, and if you want to talk about being a mechanic at the very primal level, it is very
nailing
interesting.
wire and duct tape.
Yes, this is what mechanics really should
Duct
aspire to
tape
be,
and
rather
hose
than-
clamps, right?
Yeah, even probably less than that. But yes, it is very interesting to be at that, to actually see that level of mechanic rather than in the middle of Australia. So if you can fix something with the least amount of equipment, then you don't need any of this.
So you're talking about just freaking pretty much jerry rigging it.
Exactly.
Yeah, but that's not always a good I mean, I guess if you're just trying to get to where you're going.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm saying
Oh, that's how you
it
think.
gets to a point where
Just fix your car
you
like
want something
this.
really simple.
Yeah, Justin.
The
You know what?
simplicity of it.
Just knock the brakes completely off that side and get yourself a stick and put it on some sort of pivot, and you can push that against and make a little brake. We used to do that on our go-karts all the time.
There you go. Yeah.
Good. Right.
The volume is low.
Anybody ever do those go-karts and you have your little board on a little pivot right by you, so you push back and have that board go up against the tire and act as a brake?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
The
the old
simplicity of it.
soapbox derby days.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I love the simplicity of it rather than having
Do they still have soapbox derbies anymore?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So
we
the,
have one in
Red Bull does a soapbox derby.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the
thought we
big
had
one
one
that they do every year where they fly off what's overseas, right? Where they do the
that's the flying one. I'm pretty sure it was Red Bull that had the soapbox
uh,
derby.
that wouldn't surprise me. Red Bull does all
what's
kinds
the
of
name of
crazy
that one
shit.
we've got here?
The soapbox
Darwin.
derbies that held in Billericay here.
Yeah, the Darwin Regatta, I think they call it, and it's not in water. It's a regatta where you make something out of nothing.
Yeah, look
And
up
you-
Red Bull's soapbox race. It is insane.
Similar here.
Yeah, we used to have a
And
raft
they're not-
race.
And people don't enter it to win. They do all kinds of crazy designs for their vehicle
Yeah.
It's
and
more for a fun
and
thing.
see if they can make it to the bottom of the hill.
Mm.
or into the crowd.
Yeah,
Red Bull
sometimes.
Red Bull sponsors some really cool shit though.
Mm.
Yeah, we used to have a raft race where you used to build your rafts out of anything
Yeah,
that would
Flintstones.
float.
We used to have a cardboard boat race here in town.
Oh yeah.
You could,
Yeah, that's what we do here. Cardboard boat race.
yeah.
It's the Darwin
we-
Regatta, I think it's called.
Yeah, we had
In the middle of nowhere.
it had to be no bigger than a pallet, and it had to sit 4 people on it.
Yeah.
And they had to go down over the rapids, and if you didn't make it through the rapids, your game was over.
Well, ours we do with no water.
Well, early last century, they used to have the Niagara Falls Challenge where you went over the falls in a barrel, right?
Mm.
Yeah, they banned that, haven't they?
Yep.
Yeah, too much occupational health and safety there. Too much of these things are stopped by the litigious society we live in,
Yep.
rather than just saying, fuck it, we'll just do what we want to do. There's just too many lawyers involved these days. Can't do this, you can't do
People
that.
want
I want to
to
do it.
themselves over the Niagara Falls. They should be allowed.
Yeah. Yeah, if you want to do that,
It's a survival.
let nature
Well,
judge you. Yeah. Right. Yeah, as I said, let nature judge you.
Well, the only problem is
Or Tim.
with going over Niagara Falls is because it's centuries old and it's broken rocks, is great big huge boulders at the bottom of the falls.
Mm.
So it
You
isn't
can
it
dodge
isn't
those.
something that doesn't get it come to a smashing halt.
If you're just lucky enough to dodge them.
Yep.
Like they say, if at first you don't succeed, then skydiving was not for you.
Oh, I
just gonna
thought it
say
was
that,
if
yeah.
first you don't succeed, you're British.
If at first you don't succeed, don't try watermelon seed.
That'll give you a zinger, David.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's got to be hard, right? Because if at
That's
first
what
you
she
don't,
said.
if you first you don't succeed, you're British. Yeah, he's part British because that's where you guys came from. So, what's it got to be like to be a British reject?
No, you guys fought to
No,
keep
no, no,
us.
no, no.
No, you didn't
You're a
reject us.
British
You fought to
reject.
keep us. You fought to keep us.
No, we rejected you. We gave you the land. And
No,
rights.
we rejected you. It was a war. It's in all the history books.
And you gave us
Oh
the
shit! I'm
land.
sorry, you can't read.
There,
I'm
there was a
sorry.
war.
No
right?
offense.
There was a war, but then we realised what a shithole that place was, and we were like, "Oh, you can have it."
Yeah, well, they
Yeah.
gave them the Tijuana.
That sounds like sour grapes to me.
No,
That's
no,
Aesop's
no,
Fables.
we kept the best part of Canada.
Oh yeah, we wear that as a hat.
Mm.
Well, the thing of it is I recall, now correct me if I'm wrong, is that history repeats itself, and the proof is in the Civil War, in the Revolutionary War, and the War of 1812.
Mm.
I ain't got a fucking clue. I went around.
Well, the Civil War, I wouldn't really count because that was two sides of the same country.
Mm. North versus south.
But they were being influenced by European countries.
Yeah, but just so you're aware, the biggest part of your history is still British. Yeah, the Canadian-American border. And guess what? Just to keep it British, we fucked it up in the middle.
No, the only reason Canada's still around is because we didn't listen to Patton after World War II. We should have went all the way.
Like I said,
Mm.
the only reason
Okay. When you look at it, the border goes like that.
it's a straight
Rather
line.
than just but there's a little bit in there.
Out west, it's not, but yes.
Yeah. But there's also a little bit of land that is American, but it's cut off.
Oh, I thought
Yeah,
that
You've
was.
got to go through Canada.
I didn't know that was
to get
British. I
there.
thought that was Jewish.
No, the actual border
Uh-oh.
itself.
You know, a little bit of land that's cut off.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's the one you have to get to a boat on.
Circumcised Canada, did you?
Oh.
But it seems to go like that.
Yeah,
Why can't
Because
it just be straight across?
it was supposed to be. I don't know why they decided to piss around.
Well,
like-
obviously the Americans didn't want Newfoundland.
But there's, like I said, there was errors in that.
Yeah, okay.
You should just give that little bit of land back to Canada and be done with it.
Very interesting how borders have taken shape.
It's like the English-Scottish border. It moves, I think it's 6 miles every so often. Back and forth.
There's actually an island that the US and Canada, what is it, like every so often they'll go out there and they'll put
Yeah.
put their flag out on the island. It was kind of like a big thing back in the day, but it's turned into like this joke between the US and Canada. So every once in a while, like both countries will like kind of
Yeah.
quote unquote
It's a bit
invade the
of land.
island.
Yeah, a bit of land. I think it's between France and Germany, or France and Spain. It's one of the two, and every year it swaps hands.
Canada and
so-
Denmark. Hans Island was
yeah.
claimed by both Canada and Denmark until the 14th of June 2022, when both countries agreed to split the disputed land roughly in half.
Where was that?
It'd probably be
It's
some little rock somewhere.
It's up north, up towards Greenland.
Oh, okay.
It's a fascinating part of the map too.
Well,
Just
we
like
might be
just
going
like-
to war again.
Just like we were talking the other day about how there's actually 1 acre of land in the UK that's considered sovereign US soil. And it was given to us by the British after JFK got
Yeah.
killed.
We call it
About 2 weeks.
landfill.
Landfill.
They gave it to us like 2 weeks after he got killed, and they turned it into a JFK memorial. But it's actually considered U.S. sovereign soil, but anybody can walk in and out of it. It's not actually like protected by any kind of border or anything like that.
Yeah, well, we
What-
could be going to war with Europe over Gibraltar.
Here we go. Yep.
You're not having the rock.
Yep.
It's just a rock,
Mhm.
but you're not having it.
Yep.
All right. I'm gonna go see about dinner. So I'll talk to
Okay.
you guys later.
All right, Donald.
That's right, Donald.
We'll see you in a few minutes.
Later.
Oh, we've got a well, when Australia federated, they couldn't make their mind up which capital city of Australia to become the capital of Australia. Originally,
Canberra,
it was
innit?
Melbourne. Well, originally it was Melbourne. Let me
Yeah.
finish. Originally it was Melbourne. And they chose that. We had the Parliament sit at the Exhibition Building in Carlton. And that sat there for 12 years. And then the other colony of Sydney said, well, we're not going to let Melbourne be the capital of Australia when we were the first state and the first city to be colonised. So backward and forward for 15 years, a shit fight started. So the only way they could solve this problem was to create the Australian Capital Territory, which is the
Canberra.
part of, and the Canberra is the capital of the ACT.
Mark.
And backward and forward for 15 years until 1927. So and then because it was halfway between Melbourne and halfway between Sydney. And Sydney still didn't like that, so it's closer to Sydney than it is Melbourne.
That
And
is true,
because-
Mark. We give Cuba just the tip. Just the tip.
You give Cuba tips, do you?
Well, he said Florida
what she said.
looks like a certain appendage. I said we give Cuba just the tip.
Hey, David, Gitchy says in the chat, I don't know if you can see it or not.
Yeah.
Nice background picture.
Yeah, got that last night.
Yeah, that whole game was rigged anyway. They were deflating balls.
Oh, shut up.
Pretty sure Tom
but
Brady
that
was.
always happens.
Yeah, well,
That always
pretty-
happens with major sporting events. The team that loses always says, oh, it's rigged.
don't encourage him, Mark. Don't encourage him.
Yeah, and so are aircraft, any U.S. naval ships too. So technically, if say you happen to be pregnant and you are on a U.S. Aircraft carrier, you would be considered a U.S. citizen because that's considered 4.5
Same with-
acres of sovereign
That's-
U.S. land.
That's actually same with all countries. If you was born on a cruise, it was it sailed from Southampton, you would be British, but if it was Norwegian or Spanish registered, then you would
Yeah,
also
it's
have
whatever.
Spanish citizenship.
Yeah, it's whatever flag they're flying.
Well, I thought that you could change all of that. Let's say you were on a cruise ship and your wife gave birth, okay? That yeah, it would be place of birth would be on this like a British cruise ship, but you could file the papers that you're an American.
Well, actually, you might get dual citizenship because your parents will automatically give you citizenship.
Right, exactly.
Because they're U.S. citizens.
It's
Right.
the birth.
So
it's
you
the birth-
actually might get a dual citizenship. to
Yeah,
be
but-
honest with you.
If you say you lived in France and you went to Southampton for the Disney cruise, and you're on the Disney cruise and it set sail from Southampton, you would have French nationality because that's your parents. You would also automatically get British nationality because that's where the cruise set sail from, and that's where your birth would be registered on when it arrived back. And you would also get the national. I can't remember. I don't think it's American. The Disney cruise. I'm sure.
Sounds to me
Well-
like a paperwork nightmare.
This is what the problem was with all the cruise ships in Florida during the whole COVID thing. They were pissing the Florida state government off because they didn't have a lot of control over them because they were all registered down in like the Caribbeans and shit.
Yeah.
So they weren't flying actual American flags on their ships. They're flying like countries down in the Caribbeans and stuff.
Well,
And
but see that brings up another. Let's take it to the other extreme. Let's say you're on a cruise ship and you die. Who does the death certificate?
Your country of origin.
most likely they probably have a place to store bodies for that. reason.
Yeah, they store the body and
And then
it goes back to the country where you sailed from, and then if you're not from that country, you get repatriated.
yeah, you would end up just probably going back to wherever you came from. They probably wouldn't even touch the body till it got back to its original country.
No,
I don't know.
No, if it set sail from Southampton, your post-mortem would be in Southampton.
I don't know, David. Come to Florida, and push Laura off a cruise ship, and we'll find out.
I'm not going to be doing that. She saved my life tonight.
She did?
Yeah.
Would you have another spell?
Yeah, had a seizure, but fell down and went face first in between the table and the sofa, so I couldn't breathe.
Oh,
Wow, it's a good
Okay.
thing she was there.
Yeah.
Oh, glad you're okay, David.
Yeah, I'll be right.
You didn't break anything or anything, did you?
No, just my pride.
well, I did nothing to do with your pride. It's a medical issue. Ain't shit you can do about it.
Also, back to the other subject. If you're on an aeroplane, if you're born over France, say, you don't get French citizenship. You only get the citizenship wherever your birth is registered, because your class is in international airspace.
That's why I kind of find it weird sometimes how people get so they're like almost embarrassed to tell people about medical issues. And I'm like, everybody's gonna have some kind of medical issue in their life. Ain't nothing to be embarrassed about, and most of them are out of your control anyway. So
It's just epilepsy, Jonathan.
don't be embarrassed about it. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. There ain't shit you can do about it.
Well,
That's why I
they
wouldn't
always said
say
to me, though, it won't be the seizure that will kill me, it'll be the fall.
Yep,
It was.
I've heard that about seizures too, where they say it's the fall that can kill you.
Yeah, it's because if you bang your head, or
Right.
like in my case tonight, fell in between the sofa and the table, and the blankets fell on top of me.
I mean, it's like you take like what's his name from what was his name? The one that slipped and hit his head from fuck, what was that
Matthew
show?
Perry.
No,
Matthew
well, I
Perry?
mean, well, not Matthew Perry.
I thought he did that.
I think there's loads of people that have done it.
Damn, I can't think of it. Bob
Saget.
Bob Saget. So take him for example. He just slipped and hit his head. So that makes sense that the fall would kill you, because if you had a seizure, dude, you're not going to be able to control your fall at all. You're just going to be fucking out of it.
I think Laura will kill you if you die. Yeah.
She'll bring him back to life just to kick his ass again.
Not on my watch.
So de facto, you cannot die.
Yeah, well, when God calls your number's up. So always be good friends with him.
I don't know who that is, Mark, but I'll take your word
Thierry
for it.
Henry, a soccer player.
I definitely don't know who that is. I don't follow soccer at all.
Yeah, Thierry Henry, he was a French international, but he wasn't French.
The only soccer player I've ever known that was famous was David Beckham.
Hmm.
That's it. That's only because they made a big deal about him when the U.S. team pretty much bought him for $500 million. And then he did a couple movies over here.
And he started his career at Preston.
I remember when they announced that, man, they gave him a $500 million contract. I was like, fuck, that's a lot of money, man. And then all
the player of his age as well.
Yeah, and all the endorsements and shit he got off that. And like I said, Hollywood did a movie. What was it? David Beckham. It was a soccer movie.
Bend It Like Beckham.
Bend Him Like Beckham, yeah. And I think they did a part 2 of that movie, I think. But yeah, like all the shit that he made off the endorsements and stuff, dude, that dude was probably a billionaire when he. As a matter of fact, let me look up his net worth. I'm kind of curious there.
Yeah. The French, you know how we've got the FA Cup?
Mhm.
Well, the French also have an FA Cup, and something similar. When certain teams from former French held colonies,
Mhm.
the winners of their leagues get to play in the French Cup, and the team travelled 8,000 miles and lost 12-0.
As of 2017, he was worth 450 million, but he also did buy a couple really expensive homes for like about 30 million a piece.
Yeah.
So
Well,
that does. So I don't know what he's worth now, because it just says 2017 was the last time they did a thing about his net worth. But I mean, that's about right though. If you take what he spent on homes and all that, still
I've
worth a
met-
shit ton though.
Yeah, met him many a time. Met Victoria. She's not as bad as everyone makes her out.
Boy, is that his wife?
Yeah,
Yes.
she's a good hugger. That's for sure.
Victoria Beckham.
Oh yeah. I think I know who that is.
Yeah, she's a good hugger, and yeah,
How is she famous?
Spice Girls.
Uh,
Yeah,
I
that's
was trying
right.
to see if Justin knew it.
Oh,
She was a Spice Girl. Yep.
yeah. I tell you what, you want what I really, really want.
God, I hated the fucking Spice Girls. They were so annoying.
Tell us how you really feel about it, Justin.
Well, Spice Girls did their first gig at Preston, and I was walking along the road, and this fucking massive bus just pulled up. You know, big Union Jack on it and everything.
Yeah.
And this girl got out. She went, "Where's Avon Park?" And I looked at her and I was like, "You're fucking in it."
So David and
I
Laura,
didn't even know who it was.
so David and Laura tried to watch the Barbie movie. What you guys made it like 40 minutes in, and you guys were like, nope.
Yeah, it was boring as shit. To be honest, if Laura weren't chatting shit, yeah, it wouldn't have made it past 5 minutes.
Yeah,
Who's your favourite Spice Girl?
Gitchy's glad you're good, David.
Paul, who's your favourite Spice Girl?
Ginger.
Because I want to say
She's Scouse.
they were right around the time of all the boy bands and shit, weren't they?
Yeah.
I think when
Emma-
they got real popular.
Well, they were the first big girl band, and
I didn't have a favorite Spice Girl.
Emma Bunton,
Baby.
Baby Spice.
No, I was more Ginger.
Sugar Spice.
Jerry Halliwell. One because she's a redhead, and two because she was the oldest in the group.
And she was a Scouser and didn't give a shit.
Nothing wrong with that area.
Oh, yeah, they weren't that bad.
So,
There was
Justin,
I'm trying to work it out now. There was Baby
you-
Spice.
Are you and the boys going on tonight, Justin?
No. Yeah, there was Baby Spice, Ginger Spice, Posh Spice. That was
Hot
Victoria.
Spice, which is Victoria Beckham.
Yeah, I
Or
can't think
Victoria
of-
Adams. She was Victoria Adams before she was Victoria Beckham.
Yeah, who was the other one? There was Sport. Who was Sporty? I can't think of who her name was.
I'm going to have to look it up. What's her name?
I know.
Melanie.
Mel C.
Melanie. Yeah, Mel C. Mel
Mel
B.
C.
Melanie Brown, the Scary Spice. Melanie Chisholm, Sporty Spice. Emma Bunton, Baby Spice. Jerry Halliwell, Ginger Spice. And Victoria Beckham, Posh Spice. I
think
remember
Mel's-
three of them.
Yeah, I think Mel C had the better songs out of
Yeah,
out of the girls
she
when
went
they
on-
split.
when they went their separate ways. Mel C was probably the most popular.
Did you know
Because
if you
Emma-
put? I only
Yeah.
found this out from that day when I met them. You know, when they pulled up on Avon Park, they actually told me. They said if you put all their songs together, it'll tell you a story. The titles.
Mm. Yeah.
So they'd already had when they were going to split in mind
Mm.
because it wouldn't have worked otherwise.
Because I think Sporty Emma Bunton had one good hit when she finished.
Sporty wasn't Emma Bunton.
no,
had that
Emma
baby.
Bunton had Baby. She had What Took You So Long, and that was one of her big hits. And then she never really did much after that.
Now she's a radio DJ now.
Yeah, I know that. I'm saying she did that one song, and then she went into with Mel B. I think went on to Weight Watchers.
Yeah. Victoria went and married a rich person.
Yeah, and Jerry's just floating about.
Yeah.
Mm.
Is it All Saints that have had so many different band members? That
Yeah,
they also, even though they're still going today, but not as not releasing songs, but none of the original members are there.
Yeah, it seems that way.
I think it was All Saints.
I'm trying to think of any. They're probably one of the second most popular girl bands.
Yeah, Saturdays.
Hmm. You're testing my memory of girl bands. I'm not really a.
You're not a
'cause
Saturday?
No,
No, we met the Saturdays.
no. Well,
You know what? Actually, through Laura, I've met so many famous people.
That's what happens when you're with the stalker.
Yeah. Well, she stalks McFly.
I've met them more times than Laura has.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying.
Only
she
through
stalks
off chances. They seem to remember me.
What was the name of that Australian group? That Bardo, that was it. That was one of those. We had a competition to see if we could make a girl band, and this was in the mid
90s.
to late 90s and early 2000s, and we came up with a group called Bardo.
Yeah,
and they all went their separate ways, and they all turned out a little bit strange.
Yeah, because like One Direction, they were put together from X Factor.
Yeah.
But I knew Max from was he One That Wanted? Or was he One Direction? Max. He used to play for Preston. He chose music over football.
Oh, how do you do that?
Don't know. Probably the wisest choice. You think it football, your career's over at the age of 33. Music, you go on forever.
Well, I mean, look at like professional wrestlers like The Rock and all that. The best thing they did was get out of wrestling and go into movies because they made 10 times more money.
Yeah.
Plus, they're not. Well, I mean, they probably still do a little damage to their bodies doing stunts and stuff if they are doing their own stunts. But I mean, in the long term, it's going to make them way more money being a movie star than wrestling.
Oh, we have an interesting situation where we had our footballer who had a big song and then went on to play football, and then after that reinvigorated his music career. So he's had music, football, and then music.
Well, I mean,
thought it was very interesting.
It's
He only lasted like 4 years. Yeah.
Well, it's very rare that a famous person can cross over into another platform and do really well. Like Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx is a hell of an actor, and that motherfucker can sing. When he gets on a microphone,
a lot of actors can sing, though.
But I'm saying is usually you're really good at. I want to say Jamie Foxx used to sing first. I'm not entirely sure on that.
You can sing and then become an actor, or you start as an actor and then go into singing.
But I'm saying, like, not everybody's multi-talented like that.
Yeah. All I'm going to say is, can you pack it in them doing that? We've had 3 from Australia that did that.
But yeah,
think of what the other one was. There was Kylie Minogue.
Yep.
In fact, there's 4 because there was Kylie, Danny, Jason Donovan, and that other girl. There was another girl that had songs that were from East End Neighbours.
Because I mean, look at like Michael Jordan.
Holly Valance.
That's the one.
Look at Michael.
Now Holly. She changed her name when she got married. Holly.
Look at Michael Jordan going from basketball to baseball. He was a horrible baseball player.
We've done that. We've had cricketers play AFL. And then AFL, and then we've got some of our AFL players that become NFL kickers as well.
Oh, there's probably more money into it.
Yeah, we have Soccer Aid every year, which is like several British footballers and a load of British comedians and actors and stuff.
Yeah.
And they play against a world select football team.
I mean, an
Yeah, 'cause-
AFL player going to the NFL is a very smart move as financially wise because
Oh, definitely.
you're going to make 10 times more
Sev-
money.
Yeah, all
what's his name? Severio Rocker.
Yeah.
Severio Rocker played for Collingwood down here and then played for Philadelphia Eagles. Ben
did OJ get
Graham
done
was another
for?
one. Was that?
What did OJ get done for?
I
Shut up.
thought he was.
Shut
yeah,
up,
we'll
Donald.
just leave that one alone. Yeah. No, but
no,
we had Ben Graham get a Super Bowl ring. Who was the other one? Nathan Chapman, Ben Graham. No, I can't think of the other one. I think there's 3 or 4 that have actually played in a Super Bowl.
that's like I said, financial wise, though, it's a smart
Yeah.
move to go.
Right, I'm
'Cause you-
confused.
We
It
had
was
one
OJ that got
actually-
done, weren't it?
OJ was acting first, like who
Yeah,
was
the
it that
O-
said
OJ
that?
Simpson
'cause
he
he
did
was in-
something.
Waypoint said that.
Yeah, he was in.
What was it? Was it the Cops comedy?
Yeah, and then what did he go on to do? He went to do baseball.
Wasn't he? He wasn't an airplane,
Because
was
he
he?
played football first.
Yeah, he played football.
Gridiron football.
But wasn't he an airplane too?
Yeah, but then he committed a crime, didn't he?
I
Did
remember
he kill
he
some?
loaded
Was he one of them
weapon
that
with,
killed somebody?
Yeah, he killed
Yeah,
Nicole, but he got
Nicole Brown.
exonerated. But they
yeah,
couldn't.
because if the glove doesn't fit, you must acquit.
Yeah, but he supposedly killed Nicole Kidman and
No, Nicole
Uh,
Brown, not Nicole Kidman.
no, Nicole Brown. And who was the other guy? Ron Goldman.
Close enough.
But you know he could.
Oscar Pistorius went from an
I
athlete
thought
to
I thought
murderer.
Justin was making news there. Nicole Kidman.
No, I had him
Yeah,
mixed
Oscar
up.
Pistorius has just been released.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he's actually got to serve life on the rest of his sentence up on some sort of home arrest.
Mm.
But OJ could technically come out today if he wanted to. He could call up every news agency, have a news conference, and say, "I killed both of them, and I enjoyed it." And there'd be nothing they could do because
Yeah.
once
He's
you're
already
found
been acquitted
innocent,
once.
right, and it's
No
double jeopardy.
No
They
You've
double
got
can't
double-
retry him.
You see, got to be careful with that because over here, double jeopardy goes.
Mm.
Yeah, once a jury of your peers finds you not guilty, and you're acquitted of
Oh,
all
they
charges.
cannot charge you with the same
But they
crime.
could get you if new evidence came to light.
Nope.
Not in America.
No,
Well, that's a bit crap because I think they should be able to.
I mean it's a whole complex thing, but yes, they can't really.
They can't
Charge you
charge
for
you
it.
with the same crime.
Now, if they were to find another crime that was related, like say,
That you were not charged with. Yes.
right, then they could try
Yeah.
to come back with that with newer evidence, but it'd have to be something. Yeah, and then like JD said, OJ wrote a book that said if I did do it, Confessions of a Killer, where he pretty much explained how he did it.
Yeah.
Like I said,
So technically, if you guys followed us and went down the double jeopardy route, if new evidence comes to light, you can be recharged. Yeah, he'd be fucked.
I believe that
Not
happens
here.
in Australia.
That's called double jeopardy. You can't do it.
Yeah, but I'm saying if they change the law like we have,
Mm.
yeah, it'd be
Yeah, but
screwed.
here's my question to you, David. Is if they are charged, they go to court, and a jury of his peers convict him of that crime, does that mean if all of a sudden they discover something else, they can go back and charge him again?
well, no, I
No.
think the whole
It's double jeopardy here.
no, I think the
Isn't
whole
it?
double.
If you commit a crime and you're found innocent, and then later you either make a balls up and you admit it, or new evidence, new DNA comes to light, or whatever that proves you did it, you can be retried.
You can't hear.
Yeah, because I think the double jeopardy thing has to do something with the Constitution.
Yep.
I think that's the reason why they can't do it, because it has to falls under some constitutional thing. And I don't quote me on that. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure that's why there's a double jeopardy law, because it conflicts with the Constitution if you don't follow it. So
But I think, you know what, that Constitution needs to be updated for the modern world.
oh, does it? Does not need to be touched or messed with.
No, but if people are going to get away with murder, right, just because, you know,
Yeah, but
It says in
the premise is how many people do you know got away with double jeopardy? We don't.
it
oh,
says
you
in
don't,
the,
do you? But what I'm saying is, if evidence comes to light, yeah, later down the line, then they should be able to be retried.
it says in the Constitution, everybody has the right to have a pair of bear arms on their wall. Okay.
I'm not talking about this. I'm not talking about them sort of things. I'm talking about the double jeopardy, you know, the right to bear arms unless you're an idiot and you're going to go and shoot up a school. You know, there should be things in the Constitution that says you have a right to carry a gun, but if you're going to go and do something stupid with it, you're never going to be having a gun again.
That is a valid point, but at the same time, you've got a strange element out there that shouldn't be owning guns. So, but I'm speaking from a different point of view in Australia, so it's obviously different.
Yeah,
in
but the
different
problem
countries.
is we already have enough laws pertaining to guns. Gun laws aren't going to change anything because it's the bad people that don't care about the laws that do.
They don't care about the laws.
that's
They're not going out and getting licensed guns. They're not licensing themselves. They're not doing anything. They just do it in the hell with the law.
Yeah, I know that, but well, that's what I'm saying. Well, you know,
and then there's
right
people
to
that
bear arms should also be, yeah, you can bear arms, but you can't bear arms until you're 21 or 25.
There is an age limit on it.
Then you're not going to get all these teenagers going around and shooting their fucking friends.
I'd say that there is
get invited to a party.
Yeah,
there
but
is an age limit.
How many of those teenagers at a party that are shooting guns are shooting registered guns?
No. That's not even the case.
Okay,
There is an age limit on guns, and a majority of those school shooters stole guns from their parents who didn't have them properly locked up.
Donald wants to.
I have to join to explain why we have the concept of double jeopardy and why new evidence cannot be brought forth as a reason to retry somebody. It is to stop an oppressive government from using that to basically every little bit of new evidence. Oh, we're going to retry you, because the average citizen does not have the resources to fight against unlimited prosecution. So the government has to bring their best case and go at you. And if they don't make their case, they don't make their case.
So, but it would fall under a constitutional thing, right?
Right. It is a constitutional right.
You don't think though.
But you cannot have. Okay, you're going to say DNA evidence. Okay, so the next person says, you know what? We have a new piece of evidence that we found a Kleenex near the crime scene that may have belonged to him. So we're going to retry the entire thing over again.
No, I'm not talking about that. It has to be obviously. It has to be serious evidence.
You're not talking about
but
that.
the point is,
right? But there is no definition of serious evidence.
But the point is,
there is no. What's your definition of serious evidence?
Yeah, exactly. But what's to say?
The government will change the definition of serious evidence.
All right.
To be whatever it says. So it has to be
you
specific.
blow away. Say you blew away Justin, right? Bang, gone.
Oh, I'd love to.
Yeah. And then, no, you get tried, and you get found innocent.
Yep.
Right, and then you walk out the court and go, "Fucking yes, I got away with it." Yeah. How can that be right?
I mean, it doesn't seem. No, it's not. But that's the problem.
We're not talking about.
But it's the law.
But we aren't talking about morality here. We're talking about a legal system that works the best for the most people. And The concept is that it's better for one guilty person to walk free than 10 innocent people to sit in jail.
Well,
That
yeah.
makes sense.
Valid point.
Yep.
Makes sense.
But the
yeah.
point is, if say you was accused of killing Justin and you didn't,
Uh-huh.
but you got found guilty, you can actually ask for a retrial and be found innocent.
Yes, I can ask for a retrial based on new evidence or based on
Yeah. So why
improper
can't it go the other?
procedures.
Why
Well,
can't it be the other way?
the person that
because I just mentioned that it because of the people you can be tried civilly by in
Because
fact,
you-
O.J. Simpson was found liable in the civil suit by Nicole's family and Ron's family, so he was found liable in the civil suit. But in the case of a criminal suit, which is the government,
But in a civil suit, there's no
No,
punishment.
that's,
but
yeah, you have to pay.
there's a civil forfeiture.
And if you can't afford to pay,
OJ could. But
yeah, no. But that's the point.
but no, you're not.
everybody
A
can.
civil suit, civil suit will not send you to prison. That's true. But this is a system that gives the most justice to the most people.
You see, I would rather have a justice system that if evidence came to light that you'd done it, you're going to get tried, right?
Well,
And I would also, but
the
people
problem
call,
is
people call
you're
me.
giving the who determines what that evidence
Yeah.
is? Who
Well-
determines the
Well,
threshold?
we have a
of
jury.
evidence?
well, and that's the thing though, is like, so if you're innocent and you're fighting your way, trying to go the other way, like you asked, David,
Mhm.
that's because you're making that choice as the citizen.
Well, not only
got
that, what
arrested and
happens
thrown
what
in
happens
prison.
in that case is if you're
Yeah.
innocent and in prison and they want to do something about it, you go through an attorney waives your right to double jeopardy to have a retrial.
Well, no, what
How many
I'm saying
people-
is,
how many people that are charged with murder
Well, no,
Did it.
you can't get you don't get your right to the double jeopardy doesn't get waived by having it brought back. It has to be having the verdict overturned, which is not having a new verdict. It's having a verdict overturned, which is a different
Right.
concept. You're
So-
not being retried for murder. You are basically bringing in to question the decision and having the
So-
decision overturned.
Right. So if you're found
There's a
guilty of
subtle difference.
murder, yeah, and you fight your case, and then the jury
Mhm.
still finds you guilty,
Yep.
yeah, can the judge change your sentence, or does it just continue with what sentence you had? As
Mm.
I'm
over
confused.
here, right, over here, say like I committed a murder, yeah,
Okay.
and I get tried, and the original judge says I'm sentencing you to 15 years imprisonment, but me being an absolute bastard, then decided, tell you what, I'm gonna go for a retrial, yeah, and I'm gonna appeal it, right, just to make the family go back through court, and then I get found guilty again. And then the judge can come up to me and go, because you've done this, yeah, I'm going to give you 25 years imprisonment.
Oh, see, now that's where the concept is breaking down. If you go back in and you fail in your request to have the decision overturned, they're not finding you guilty again. They are failing to overturn the verdict, which is the original guilty verdict.
Yeah, but do you have retrials? So, say like I wanted to appeal, is it a retrial, or is it some judge that?
I don't think it's a trial.
well,
I think the
It's called an appeal.
prosecution presents.
you have to do an
Yes,
appeal. It usually goes to the state Supreme Court. If they deny it, then it will go to the district courts, which is over like so many
Yes.
states. And then you can go all the way up to the Supreme Court. If they decide no, that's the last straw you have. There is no going past that unless the president comes in for some goddamn reason and, or governor steps in and pardons you. Other than that, that's your last step. You're just going to keep going up through the judicial system until you get to the Supreme Court of the United
Yep.
States.
Yeah, I don't agree with this pardon shit as well. Yeah, if you committed it, why are you getting pardoned?
Well, their pardons aren't
Well,
super.
the number of pardons that happen with the millions of people that live in the United States is like minuscule.
Yeah, no, but can't the president pardon people on his way
Yes.
out?
Yes.
Mhm.
Governors can do that too. They can pardon people within
Yeah.
their state.
It's
If it's a state
ridiculous.
conviction.
Right.
So Donald could commit a murder, but because he's good friends with Biden, which we know he is, yeah, Biden could just go, let him go.
If he
mean-
remembers who I am.
Technically, he could, but no president's going to do that. I mean, not for. Do you know how much?
I don't know. I don't
you know
know.
how much shit they would get for that?
Speak for the mentality of Joe Biden, but
I'm saying murder investigations are so publicized these days that no politician is going to dare step in that limelight of pardoning somebody just because they're friends with them. They'd catch way too much heat from the public for that, especially if it was like some gruesome murder too. You know, that would just look bad to all their constituents and everything. They would
Yeah,
never
that
do.
scandal that Mark's talking about is pretty big, and I actually know the guy that started the fight, Alan Bates. Yeah, because
read about it.
yeah, well, he was my mum's local post office worker, and when he left that post office, it sort of went quiet for a while, and then when the new owner took over, she ended up getting done.
Now, there are a lot of presidents out there that will do a mass pardoning of a bunch of criminals that might have had like non-violent offenses that got way over punished for it. Like they got caught with a pound of weed and they got thrown in prison for 25 years. Then they might let those people out. Like a lot of presidents will do that where they'll pardon a couple hundred people at a time with cases like that. But they're not going to let a bunch of murderers out. Or
Yeah, because
anything.
Donald Trump pardon 400 people or something stupid?
Yeah, it was a bunch of people that had low level, but very long sentences on low level drug charges.
Yeah, he pardoned anyone with a train ticket to Washington.
But like anybody that got arrested for like having marijuana and got a ridiculously long sentence, yes, he pardoned a crap ton of people. But a lot of presidents have done that. It's not something just he's done. But like I said, you don't really hear about it, but it does happen.
Yeah. What do you think about this Epstein papers? There's a lot of names coming out of that.
That's going to go down in history like JFK. We're never going to know the truth, and there's so much conspiracy around it.
Well, but the one good thing about it, there's some great memes coming out.
Yeah, and there's going to be no more Prince Andrew, and I think he's a bit of a problem now because Richard Branson's been named, and all of his companies are called Virgin.
Yeah.
Oh, good God.
These names are in the documents, and the problem is with the names being in the documents, some of the names that are coming out that are in the documents are basically saying, yeah, they weren't there.
Yeah.
But you don't hear that. You just hear their names are in the documents.
No, over here they have to tell you. So, like, it says that Richard Branson spent several times and several holidays with Epstein. Same with Trump, and who's the other one before him?
But that's the thing, though, is there was a lot
Obama wasn't in the list because there's somebody's done a meme that says it's got a picture of Biden and Obama says, "Are not on the," the Nick Knowles.
But I'm saying just because people were on that list does not necessarily mean that they did anything. Because I mean, any billionaire is going to rub shoulders with a lot of high level people. And just because 10 years later something comes out, you can't demonize everybody.
If you was a British television presenter or game show host in the 70s, right, and you got away with it because you didn't get named in the first round after Jimmy Savile, yeah, you're going to be shitting it now when this new list is coming out.
But that's what I'm saying is like
the problem. It is still not their client list. It is a list of names that witnesses have testified to,
Donald
There's
Trump
no
is
guarantee
on the
that-
list and is accused.
Okay.
Not guilty.
Yeah.
He's
Hold
accused.
on. Let Donald finish.
And
Go
that's
ahead.
the other thing as
So
well.
it's not a client list. It
No.
is. He's on a list of people who have been brought up within testimony on
Yeah,
a previous
and
trial.
accused.
That does not
Yeah.
mean that.
Yeah,
they're
I'm agreeing
guilty
with you.
or-
But this
yeah.
is what I was just about to say. Just because they're on the list and they've been accused, it does not mean they've done anything. Just
But-
means they've
Well,
been accused.
They're
But I
being
will say-
accused by the public because the public is stupid and doesn't read the whole
But
story.
it's not.
But I will say that Prince Andrew is guilty as hell.
Of course he is.
But yeah, there could be a lot of people on that list that said, "Oh, yeah, they had contact with Epstein." Well, of course, he was a fucking billionaire. You
In
don't
my
think he
opinion.
talked to? You don't think he talked to 100 different senators, and you don't think he talked to a bunch of governors over his years?
I'm
I mean, that don't
sorry.
mean anything.
I don't want to have a royal assassination on my hands. That was in my opinion.
It doesn't matter. As I see it, right? If you're accused and you haven't done anything, right? You
Well,
ain't
it
gonna
should-
give millions in hush money.
Look at JD. Epstein was a CIA player used to blackmail people to get information to have done to hold
Yeah.
on them. But what I'm saying
I
is, like,
totally agree with that.
that's going to be like the JFK thing. There's going to be so many fucking conspiracies around it that nobody's ever going to believe the truth, even if it comes out.
And you're wrong,
So-
David. You and I may not pay out that money, but someone's business manager looks and they say, this lawsuit is going to cost you this much money. It's going to cost you this much in reputational harm. It's better just go ahead and cut them a check and say goodbye to this entire situation. Even though you didn't do anything, write them a check.
Yeah,
It happens all the time.
and how's that done for Prince Andrew, who wrote him a check and still got named? And
Yep.
right, the
I'm just
point
saying.
is, if you're not guilty or for trial, right? Because at the end of the day, it may cost you X amount in legal fees, but if you're found not guilty, the other side has to pay that.
I don't know. I don't think anybody's ever gonna, even if the truth does come out somewhere in the middle of all the bullshit, I don't think anybody's ever gonna believe it anyway. So it'll be like the JFK assassination.
But like I said, it's all now like Nick Knowles with the lottery program. You know, who dares wins. Yeah, and he's going to be there reading the whole list, and you're going to say a name, and he's going to go, is on the list, or is not on the list.
Yeah.
Do you
That'd
remember?
that'd be the way to do it.
You could just see Nick Knowles just stood there, you know, and the two contestants in the pods, you know, they have to name so many people. You have to do a Google search. National Lottery, who dares wins.
Yeah.
You have a list, and he'll say, Premiership football clubs since 2000, and you've got to say, I can name 20, and then the other team will go, I can name 21. We can name 22, and he go up like that, and then eventually one of them will go, name them. That's actually quite a good game show.
Mm. Yes.
It sounds like name that tune, but in reverse.
Mm.
I can name that tune in 5 notes.
I'm a
Well,
brother.
guys, what do you think?
It's up to you.
I think the price of fish is going up.
Justin, you want to keep it going for a while? I'll make you the host.
That don't matter to me.
Okay.
No,
I'll
shut
make
it
you the
down then.
host. I'm my legs are hurting. I got to get out of this chair. So
Okay.
Like I said, I don't think that even if the truth ever comes out on that, nobody's going to believe it any fucking way. So
You need to connect your CCTV up and we can watch you go on exercise. Oh, it's gone. That would have been fun.
yeah, he doesn't even sleep in his bed, dude. He just sleeps in his chair.
Yeah, no.
He said he's got a
Yeah.
brand new bed. He's been in his room for like 7 or 8 years and never slept in it. I can't sleep in a recliner like that. I mean, I guess it was
No,
real
I
big.
can't. Yeah, every time I fall asleep on a couch, I've always got a sore neck or crick in the neck because I'm sitting like that. I fell asleep on the couch
Oh,
yesterday.
dude, there's nothing worse. Have you ever had your neck get stuck like that?
Yeah,
Oh
been
my
there.
God, that's the worst. Takes
Yeah,
like
been
2,
there,
3
done that.
hours for it to loosen up so you can put your head straight again.
Yeah.
Justin, you need to be visiting larger stalls so you can turn your head directly towards the glory hole.
Oh God, I figured he was going to twist that one.
Slide your neck in the glory hole.
Yeah, and Bill was having fun with your little soundboard of me the other night.
Mhm.
I told him
What's soundboard of you?
the one where it was saying I like the big ones or whatever it was.
No.
Yeah.
And then I was like, yeah. And then I started saying shit on purpose. And Donald was like, this ain't even fun anymore if you're going to do it on purpose.
You know, I've just realised something on that picture on my screen. Look where the rugby ball is. That's a hell of a crap.
Exactly.
What the hell? Musical fucking chairs.
Mm.
Oh, I always set it to follow the host's order. I hate when everybody's out of order. What you got planned today, Dominic?
Well, I've got
Yes.
heaps.
Heaps to do.
There's a couple of things I need to attend to. One of them's lunch, and then just a couple of things that I need to work on after that. And strangely enough, it's just started getting windy again. There must be something to do with wind in the afternoon, I must say. It's just annoying.
Well,
Yeah.
we've just everywhere across the world has had the coldest winter on record in 2023.
Mm.
And then today they announced that 2023 was the hottest on record.
Yeah, more BS.
Bullshit. I mean, I'm a great believer in climate change and stuff, but even I'm starting to question these bloody articles now.
Well, the biggest argument with climate change is it humans' fault, or are we in a natural?
It's a
evolution
natural
of climate?
cycle. We are coming out of an
natural
ice
cycle.
age.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. It's a natural cycle.
We are coming out of an ice age. In a couple of years' time, what they're going to do? Stop recycling because we're going into an ice age. We need to warm the planet up.
Yeah. Well, considering the fact that where my part of Australia, the southeast, and we have hardly had a summer in the last 4 years. We've been 2 to 3 degrees below average.
Yeah, and it's all this bullshit about the ice caps melting. Well, yeah, you've got big ships going through it, cutting the fucking shit up and letting the heat in. You know, it's you get 2 bowls of water and leave one solid, frozen, and the other one, drill a hole in it. The one you drill a hole in will melt faster. You've let the heat underneath.
But now it sounds like you're blaming us for it.
Not you. It's everybody. You know, the British, the Americans, Russians, Chinese, they're all fucking sending ships. You know, they're like,
dude, out of all the countries as far as polluting goes, dude, I wouldn't even put none of us even close to the top. China and India are fucking disgusting.
China and India.
Yeah, of course they are.
Look what they did to the Ganges River. Or the Ganja, or whatever the fuck it's called.
Ganges.
That river is
Ganges.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that
but they
fucking river is disgusting.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be a sacred river, but they treat it like a trash can.
Yeah, well, they should have renamed it the washing machine. Because that's what happens, isn't it? Everyone goes down and does the washing in there.
Yeah, exactly.
They just dump their raw sewage right into it too.
Yep.
Like I said, if you considered something sacred, why are you treating it like a giant trash can? I don't get that.
It's like all these pictures that keep coming out going, oh, look, we're finding all the Western world's ring poles and plastic all on these beaches. Bullshit. They're coming from China and the rest of the world as well.
No, they are finding them. It's because a lot of our recycling gets shipped back over there to be processed.
They just dump it.
It gets dumped.
Exactly.
Well, actually, that project that Mr. Beast was actually heading,
Yeah.
that's actually been quite successful. They pulled out a lot of plastic out of the Gulf of Mexico
I think
because they
they're up
raised
to-
what they raised like wasn't it close to 100 million or something on that project?
Yeah, yeah, and
Is he-
the amount of waste they removed, it was
Well,
50 or 60, more than 50.
Our
I think it was
local
50 or 60.
council did a massive campaign many years ago.
Well, we
you
had
know,
the Clean Up
getting
Australia
people-
campaign.
Yeah, no, they did this massive local campaign, to get people to recycle more. And they did this big video of how all our recycling goes and gets sorted out by the council and none of it gets shipped anywhere. And then Panorama did a, a news thing. And the first bag they picked up were Basildon Council. It was like, well, that goes that myth.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's been things where they've put Apple tags and shit so they could track where it was going.
Yeah.
In the processing line, they could track it. And they found a lot of US companies aren't actually recycling, they're sending the shit off to other countries and
Yeah.
out on barges
Selling
and
our
shit.
waste to other countries, yeah.
The best thing to do is put it in a giant can and send it to the sun. Let the sun
Exactly.
incinerate it.
Yeah. Biggest incinerator we've got.
Honestly, they just need to go back to using fucking glass for a lot of shit instead of plastic. Because glass wasn't really an issue, and that can be easily
but
recycled.
to make glass, you've got to have a lot more smoke.
It don't matter, dude. Either way, you try to make any fucking thing that's going to pollute.
Yeah,
to a
but they
certain
need
extent.
what they need to do is cut down on packaging. They need to cut down on, stupid bargain buys. Buy one, get two free. Yeah, but you don't need the two fucking free items. Just reduce the price of the original one.
That's a good point.
But
at the same time, plastic straws that don't necessarily, what was I going to say? No, sorry, paper straws. Paper straws are an absolute disgrace.
Yeah, but did you know that the plastic that we use is more recycled than anything else? Because
Yeah.
start us off, the plastic you've got in your windows, and then when they get recycled, it gets downgraded, and eventually you get down to like a Z grade, which is your washing up balls. And then after that, you've got, your plastic straws, and then it's gone.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
valid point, Mark.
Actually, I'm waiting to see if a lot of these environmental, like really environmentally, I guess you want to say conscious, like European countries. I'm waiting to see if they're going to start banning fucking 3D printers. Because I'm actually surprised that hasn't come up in conversation. Because just look at the amount of waste that just Joe's done in the past 2 weeks with his little bucket of all that shit that's in there. And
It's
then not on
Joe's
top
fault.
of that, but not on
If you
top of
Google
that,
it, he's like right below China.
I'm saying you add that on top of it. I'm saying you add all the little pieces on top of that you're not using, like supports and all that. And then how long is Joe going to keep that little figurine in his house before he looks at it and decides, I don't want it no more, and tosses it in the trash? Think about how much 3D filament bullshit's going to end up in
But there must be
landfills.
some way of recycling
Yeah, but
that plastic.
they have. They've actually got them where you can
Yeah, but the
recycle your waste, but it's
the
it's
problem
not-
is people aren't going to care to
It's
do
n-
it though. The average person,
it's not fast enough yet.
the average person doesn't give a shit about recycling. To be honest with you, you think they care about their little bucket of filament? They're going to haul it off to some recycle facility? No, they're going to dump it in their trash can and
No,
throw
but
it in
they've actually invented machines that recycle it and it respindles it for you.
Oh, I know that.
But they're not come down in price quick enough, and two, it takes too long. Yeah,
But
You
I'm just
need to-
surprised that hasn't come up in conversation with all these environmental. I haven't heard anything about 3D
Nazis.
printers and environmental shit. They made such
Yeah.
a big deal about fucking plastic straws and shit.
Well, the big thing will be soon, instead of melting filament on a reel, you will just get a big block of plastic that you sit in and it melts what it needs.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is you're still going to have waste.
Yeah, but once you've got that, right, once you've got it doing that, you can recycle the waste because you can just shove it back into the tub and it will melt it as it needs it.
I mean, I guess, but like I said, like there's really nothing out there at the moment that people are using.
At the moment, but it will get to that stage.
Like I said, the average person really doesn't give a shit about. To them, it's just a small thing. But like I said, I'm wouldn't be surprised if states like California and shit don't decide to ban 3D printers at some point.
Yeah,
I really wouldn't be surprised.
Everything.
Yeah, I like the Lee Evans sketch where he goes, he got a letter from the electricity company about how to save power. And he goes, there are countries all over the world chugging out smoke and factories everywhere. And it turns out it's me. I left the LED light on my TV.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like electric cars. A lot of the shit on the electric cars is still made out of petroleum at some point. Tires, oil.
And to
the electric
actually
cars
make,
still use certain
but to make
greases
the
and oil.
lithium batteries, are actually more toxic than
buy bamboo
the
and save the
ICE.
planet.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely, Max. Let's all buy a bamboo to save the planet.
Well, you see how much waste Joe had. Imagine how much Mike's racked up. Running 3 printers full time for the last month and a half. Sure,
Well,
he's got a
at least if Tim's watching, he's now got a new excuse for not printing. He's saving the environment.
But like, take Tim for example, right? Tim's got a pretty decent box that's just full of 3D shit he printed. At some point, Tim's going to get tired of looking at that box, and he might just toss the shit. You know, that's what I'm talking about. Like,
yeah, well, this is why when I'm 3D printing, I'm printing things for the bird cages and stuff that will make the birds' lives better. Not, I've done a model of Laura, but you know, the fad's over. It got knocked over and the head fell off. So, you know, pretty much done. I won't print another one.
Well, I said I could see that coming up in conversation at some point, though.
Unless anybody wants to buy a naked 3D print of Laura. I could start mass producing them.
Because I want to say somebody did say California was looking at something with 3D printers.
California wants to ban everything.
Of course they do. Oxygen tax is the next one.
Yeah.
They've already brought it out in London.
Yeah.
What's up, TJ?
TJ. No, they're just going to ban everything.
So,
yeah, it's like the Stop Oil protesters that are gluing themselves to tarmac made of oil with glue made of oil while wearing a fluorescent jacket made of oil in trainers made from oil. It's like, the fuck?
Let's see here.
You know, and if LED lights on your TV are so bad, why have they started stopping you being able to turn them off now? You turn your TV off and that LED light stays on.
Yeah, so, okay, so California did pass a law pertaining to making the ghost guns, as they call it. Who the fuck's going to fire a 3D printed gun? I wouldn't trust that to save my life. And New York wants to pass a law that allows that everybody who buys a 3D printer is going to have to undergo a criminal background check just to own a 3D printer.
But wait, what? Why?
Because just in case they decide to print a fake gun or what they call a ghost gun. Yeah,
well, they can print.
I'm sure you can
them
make
over here. I'm sure they do.
I'm sure you can make a usable gun out of 3D print, but how long is it going to last for? And why the fuck? I wouldn't trust that at all. That it wouldn't blow up in the pieces. Because you're doing layered materials. It's not a casted piece.
Why wouldn't they do the same thing with anybody that owned a mill?
Exactly. That doesn't make any sense to me. That's stupid. I think it's. I think they're trying to push stupid shit on it. Yeah, that's fucking stupid. What's up?
I think let people print off as many 3D printed guns as they want. It'll solve two problems. It'll get rid of all the idiots that don't know anything about guns, and it'll get rid of all the idiots that have 3D printers.
And they'll get rid of the idiots that thought a 3D printed gun was a good option. After it takes their fucking hand off when they're at the range. Like, I don't give a shit if you're using carbon fiber filament, dude. I would never trust a 3D printed gun. Because like I said, it's not a solid cast metal pieces, it's layers of plastic.
I think they've actually been printed over here and been used in crimes.
Well, I mean, if you're talking about like using it as like to make it look like a real gun to rob somebody,
Yeah,
but
no, people have been shot with them.
I haven't heard nothing about anybody actually shooting anybody with it. But
I'm almost certain there was one a couple of years ago because they've actually banned the file over here. You can't technically download it unless you go on a dodgy website.
If I'm not wrong, isn't the 3D print, isn't that just for the receiver?
I'm not entirely sure on that.
Which would not be receiving all the stress from.
No, Joe's just printed the whole gun.
Yeah, but that was just a model of a gun, though.
You can actually get the whole file to print the whole gun. Because when I downloaded a torrent file, it was actually in there, and I
Mark
deleted.
says he thinks they were just single shot use once guns. So you fire a single shot and it's gone.
Right. So it says, yes, 3D printed guns are designed to and can fire real bullets, but in some cases they only fire 1 to 2 bullets before becoming faulty. And it really depends on how well made the 3D print gun is.
The heat of the bullet leaving will be fucking it melt the end of it.
But it doesn't matter. I mean, you can get metal parts and build a ghost gun if you really wanted to.
Yeah, of course you can.
I mean, the thing is people were saying, oh, if you take a metal gun or a plastic 3D printed gun, you can sneak it through the airport. Well, you still have to have the bullet for it. That's not going to go through the metal detectors or the X-ray machines without being.
I mean, you don't get plastic bullets.
Good point.
Fucking 3D printed bullet.
Yeah, why not?
But this is the point, right? You can 3D print a gun, or you can go into the woods and just get a branch with a Y on it and make a catapult. You can kill somebody with that.
I mean, there's been people, like, if you watch some of those jail shows and they go in and they show you like their confiscation room, like some jails actually have like a little museum that they made for themselves where they put all the like most creative shit they've confiscated from prisoners. And they found plenty of times where prisoners made guns out of little pipes, and then somebody smuggled in a couple bullets for it, and they were good to go. They could fire off a 22 with just a little trigger and a little pipe they found. Yeah, I'm not trusting. Nope, I'm not trusting it. Dude, no. I don't care. No, I'd never do that. I would never trust that, Mark.
You would never trust it. I would never trust it, but I bet there are idiots out there that would.
I don't even, like I said.
Don't pick on Tim when he's not even here.
I wouldn't even say that's stupid.
No, I would never trust a 3D printed gun or bullet. I don't give a shit if it's all how well it's printed.
No, a 3D rocket launcher.
Yeah.
Like in Big Bang Theory, where Sheldon wanted to change the lift shaft into a missile silo to launch an airstrike on Burbank.
They kept hacking into the government's spy satellites
Yeah.
so they could watch people.
Yeah, where Rog rings up the big telescope and he goes, "Could you repoint the telescope?" And they go, "Where?" And he goes, "Scarlett Johansson's house."
That's a pretty interesting CSI where murder is committed with a bullet made of frozen meat, which filled out inside the body and basically became invisible. Clever.
Could do that with a
Interesting.
piece of ice.
Yeah.
I think Mythbusters did a thing on Ice Bullet, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
I think they did an episode on that, and they also did an episode on whether, because you know how you see in the movies somebody will be swimming like 5 or 10 feet under the water, and you see bullets whizzing past them. Yeah, it's not a real thing. They shot a 50 caliber Barrett 50 caliber directly into a pool, and I think it made it maybe 6 or 8 inches into the water, and then the water pressure just broke it apart in pieces.
Yeah.
Like they were like, if you're under
You
like
can't shoot
10,
while it's underwater either.
No. Unless you're in a submarine.
Okay, 50 caliber bullet can't make it down more than 20 inches of water in your pool, but a fart coming out of my ass can make it all the way to the top and get me in trouble with everybody.
Yes.
That is true though. Nice little air pocket coming to the top. So use an air gun to fire a dart made of frozen poison.
Yeah. It's another way of doing it too.
Oh yeah, if you look at some of the old spy gear from like the 70s and 80s when the Cold War was like in its height. Yeah, there was some crazy shit that these guys
Did
would
you
try
know-
to poison other people with.
If you eat 100 apples and the seeds, it'll kill you.
Bit of arsenic in the seeds.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cyanide, I think it is.
Yep.
'Cause it's untraceable. But the problem is to
Arsenic
get that,
in almonds.
yeah, to get the cyanide out of the apple seeds is more dangerous. You'll probably kill yourself than the person you're trying to kill. And then it takes some explaining. It's like, well, what did he die of? Don't know, because there's no cyanide, got no trace.
I actually watched that thing on that lady about over in Australia, the one that did the mushrooms.
Mushroom, yeah.
Yeah.
That is very interesting.
She claims that she got them from a market.
Asian
and-
supermarket.
Yeah.
What's these
And
magic
they-
mushrooms?
No, they were like a mushroom that would take a day or two to kill somebody. Like, because there's weird mushrooms out there that
course
they
there
said
is.
you can eat, and then like 2 weeks later you'll just fucking drop dead out of nowhere.
Exactly.
So you won't show any like symptoms or anything.
Well, that's one way of getting rid of all these stupid fad feeding vegans for January.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's corn, honestly.
Yeah.
And then maybe next year we can have our own fucking vegetarian food. It's what I hate about January. In December, I have to buy shitloads of frozen food and store it because I know in January they're going to start coming out with fucking the bean burger with feta cheese and salsa. Why? Just make it so crap that people want to go back to eating meat.
And here's a funny one for you. When I went to lunch Friday, where I showed that photo of the burger, they had literally on the menu, it said, veggie burger or spicy veggie burger. And then under it, it said you can add egg and bacon.
Yeah,
If you
they do
want.
that over here as well. It's like, what?
And somebody might not want the meat, but they want the egg and bacon. Why not?
Yeah,
It's like
and-
McDonald's. McDonald's over here, if they've got no vegetarian, they make this mistake every time. Yeah, they go, we haven't got no vegetarian, but we've got the fish or fillet. I'll ram that fish or fillet where the sun booking doesn't sign. I said vegetarian, not pescatarian.
I can't even imagine being a vegetarian. God, your options are so limited.
Yeah,
I
but
know.
when you've done it since the age of 9, if somebody come up to me today and said, what do you reckon about me becoming a vegetarian? I'd look at them and say, don't fucking do it. Yeah. It's because I've been a vegetarian since the age of 9 that I'm a vegetarian. I won't go back. Yeah. Well, one, it'll make me fucking seriously ill because my body can't deal with the meat anymore.
You have to take like a bunch
Yes,
of
I do,
vitamin
Edward.
supplements because of that.
Yes.
Well,
Plant-based
I know
vitamins.
I know a couple of vegetarians, and when we go to lunch, we basically have to work our way around it, because if we've got vegetarians, pescatarians, flexitarians, all in this group that we
The
had
fuck
lunch
is a
with the other day.
flexitarian?
Someone that's
What?
half in, half out.
Donald, fact check that, please.
Yeah.
So it's somebody
Penny-
that like
yeah,
eats meat
Penny-
Someone that
partially.
only
Yeah, Penny in Big Bang Theory is a flexitarian. She goes, she's a vegetarian, but she likes a steak,
once a week. to have
occasional
meat.
steak.
Okay, so that would be the person eating the veggie burger with the egg and bacon.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Yes.
what's wrong with that?
Or
There is
called an
you can be a
omnivore.
pe-
Either
Yeah, you
go
can be
in
a
all the way or fuck off.
No, that's called being an
Well, there are
omnivore.
people
You
that
eat
just
veggies
eat white
and
meat,
you eat
not
meat.
red meat. Yeah, but
Donald.
there are people out there that only eat white meat, say chicken or turkey, and don't eat red
Yeah.
meat.
I have
beef and-
never heard of it being called a flexitarian. Isn't that just a normal eater?
Yeah, and Donald, buy yourself some batteries.
You're right there, Mark. No,
How
it's,
about something-
it's a new terminology.
No, I like the clock the way it is.
There's so many new words, and there's a few words that
Oh,
give
it
me
does
the
my head
absolute
in.
utter shit.
I can understand the pescatarian, the
Yeah.
people that eat fish but don't eat meat, right? I can understand having that. I can understand vegetarians. I can understand vegans. Yeah. But all these new fandangle fucking things, it's just doing my head in.
Yeah, because
Hey,
you've got
And this is what.
vegetarians,
But now,
flexitarians, which are flexible vegetarians.
yeah, now you've got companies that refuse to put the vegetarian logo on, even though it says veggie burger. They refuse to put the vegetarian logo on,
They put the
just
word
in
plant-based.
case. Yeah, plant-based potatoes.
I'm sick
the
of sick and tired hearing plant-based.
Yeah,
And the other
plant-based
thing is-
potatoes.
Yeah, the other
Plant-based
thing
carrots.
is- yeah. But the other thing is, what the fuck is plant-based chicken?
You don't want to know.
Oh my gosh. I just saw the other day the washed dough being made to look like meat. The
Yeah.
seitan.
Yeah,
That's so weird.
Warren, isn't it?
It's like, what the hell?
No, as a vegetarian, I have never woke up and gone, "Oh, I could do with some bacon this morning," but it's
Fake
got
bacon.
meat. I'll just have to go get some fake. Now, fuck off. If I wanted something that looked like bacon, tastes like bacon, cooks like bacon, fucking fries like bacon, I'd have bacon. The animal's already dead anyway.
Yeah, and
Bacon's
then
the
you
shit.
get all these ads on Facebook or Instagram, and they talk about what was it, vegan chicken or something like that, and or a vegan steak.
It's like
It's either
Burger King.
vegan or steak. You
Yeah.
can't
It's
have
just-
both.
It's
Yeah,
just
like Burger
tofu.
King.
It's just tofu shaped in the shape of whatever they're trying to portray with
No,
vegetable
vegan
oils. in
pork.
Well,
it.
yeah, it is. A
Make
lot of
it-
it is soy based. What is it? Different bean based stuff. This
Yeah.
seitan or seitan, whatever it's how
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
But they make a dough, and then they
Yep.
wash all of the starch out of it, and all you're left
Mhm.
with is gluten strands. and then they stretch these gluten strands to be like the fibers of meat.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Plants have
I know.
feelings too.
And here's the thing: I like grilled veggies.
Oh, don't we all?
I can make
Yeah.
dinner out of just grilled veggies.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
good.
look at Burger King. They brought out the vegan Whopper, but it's not vegan
Yeah.
because they cook it on the same grill as the meat.
We call that the Rebel Whopper.
That's the only
over
way
here.
they can make
Yeah,
it
the
taste
Rebel. That's what they call it over here as well. The Rebel. It's like, well, yeah, that just the amount of vegans that all rushed in buying it and they're all sat there munching it, and I'm like, you fucking idiots.
But the other thing is, I've actually eaten one of those, and it felt like eating a dish scrubber.
Well, look, I went to Burger King one with Laura once, and she bought me the vegetarian Whopper, the chicken Whopper, whatever it is. And I looked at Laura's, and I looked at that, and I was like, there is no fucking difference. And when Laura ate them, she couldn't tell which one was which. Yeah. So why the hell would a vegetarian want that?
Mm. And then you've got the Impossible Burger.
I actually tried the Burger King Impossible Burger. I didn't really think it was that bad, to be honest with you.
We call it
Bean
Hungry
burger.
Jacks over here.
But
The
they
bean
did say
burger.
it was. They were saying that it's actually more unhealthy for you because they use a lot of vegetable oils in it
Yeah.
to get that
Yeah, yeah.
kind of taste to it.
Yeah. But they brought the
contents are made of carcinogenic.
There's more
ingredients.
fat in it. Yeah, it causes
more
more
fat,
fat
there's
and higher
more-
cholesterol.
exactly.
Yeah,
but
there
this
was
is why I
something else
don't
in it.
eat all this crap. I would rather just go and get a veggie curry or something.
Yeah, veggie.
You know?
Actually, vegetable curries are very tasty, I must say.
Mm-hmm.
Well, all curries are vegetarian when they're made.
Yeah,
And
and
then
then
they
you
add the
chuck
meat.
in. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyone that cooks it with the meat in it are making it wrong because you're losing the spices.
Yeah, yeah.
The meat
You put
destroys the
meat in.
spice.
You basically do it all and then just chuck the meat in.
Yeah, when you want the
Could be
meat.
meat. You could have beef, lamb, chicken, duck, goat.
And then here
Yeah.
comes
Kangaroo,
TJ,
if you
I
wanted.
want to try the new Baconator burger at Wendy's.
Yeah. This is Wendy's, sir.
Yeah. But they've just brought the bean burger back at Burger King, and I won't go for it because they've changed it to what it was.
Mm.
You know? I ain't buying none of that crap.
We actually know
I went to one place and it was a really nice spicy bean burger.
Oh, I
There
love bean
was-
burgers.
There was 3 or 4 of us that went to Burger King one day during our lunch break, and we got 2 of the Impossible Burgers and 2 of the regular Whoppers, and we actually took them back and we cut them in, both of them or all 4 of them. We cut them in 4s, and we actually sat there and did a blind taste test, and most of us couldn't really tell the difference between them.
Exactly. So why would a
But I-
vegetarian want that?
And I didn't
Or
really
a true
mind it. I
vegan.
mean, like I said, I don't think any of us actually could tell the difference between them.
And it was like Iceland, the local supermarket. They brought out a veggie burger, but they put beetroot juice in it. So when you cooked it, it looked like it
Yeah.
was bleeding.
And
It was
blood,
like,
yeah.
what vegetarian wants to sit there watching a burger bleed while it's cooking?
Yeah, that's what I've always thought.
Well, see, it's always best to do a blind taste test when you're testing somebody, because if you just go into it with a certain mindset and say that's going to be disgusting because it's called an Impossible Burger and it's all plant based, you're going to go into it with a mindset of it's disgusting, and that's why we did it the way we did it, because we wanted to see if we could actually tell the difference.
Yeah, but I
There
would
was a
go in
slight
there.
texture
with a s-
difference, but that was about it.
You see, I would go in there and I
can
would
tell.
say it's disgusting straight away because I don't want fake meat.
But I could tell that there was a slight texture difference when I tried
Yeah,
it, but I
it's the
couldn't
texture.
tell what.
It's
But
the
I couldn't
texture
really
difference.
tell what. I couldn't really tell which one it was at first until they actually told
You know
me.
what? You know what the
You know
other
what I'm
thing I
saying?
really, really love? When I go to the doctors and he says you need to eat more vegetables. I'm a fucking vegetarian. It's all I eat.
But that's why I was asking if you had to take a bunch of vitamin supplements, because
Yes, I do.
they always do say that it's not really good to be a vegetarian, only because meats do give you certain vitamins and fatty acids and different things that you don't get from vegetables.
Mm.
That's why I've never actually known somebody that was full on
Well,
vegetarian. Used.
It's yeah, but it's the older you are when you change, is the more you need the vitamins, supplements. So me being 9 when I changed, I won't need them as much as say you would if you changed today.
I saw a
Because
couple people.
your body is geared up to get your vitamins from your meats and stuff like that. If you just suddenly cut that meat out, your body would not naturally go to the vegetarian stuff and trying to take it because it would still be expecting meat for a good year or so.
Because I've met a couple people throughout my life that tried to go vegetarian, but then they kind of gave up after a month.
Well,
or two.
Laura lasted an hour, but that's only because I didn't take her to the Burger King at the time. She's like, yeah, okay, New Year's resolution, I'll be a vegetarian. We went shopping, and then I went, go on then, let's go and get the veggie burger from Burger King. She's like, no, go on, I'll have the chicken Whopper. I was like, well, that's the end of that one.
I would have never
Laura.
made that promise to you.
I wouldn't have either.
But no, if you came to me and said today, I want to be a vegetarian, what do you think? I'd tell you not to do it.
Because I'd have been like,
It's
TJ,
impossible.
let's go get the Baconator with extra bacon.
It's a lot harder today to become a vegetarian because a lot of the vegetarian stuff is geared to turn you back into a meat eater.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, and that's why I'm saying, like, I can imagine it's more difficult trying to find places to go eat when you're going out than it is just if you're
It
regular.
is, but
eater that
It's
eats
very
everything.
easy here to find a vegetarian restaurant.
Because I mean, it's hard
It's
enough going
easier.
with somebody that's picky. You know, there's people that are super picky, and it's hard
Yeah,
enough
me.
finding a restaurant for people that are picky. Like, let alone somebody that it's just completely just wiped off, like
Actually,
80% of the food base.
See, I go into places and they go, oh, I go, what's your vegetarian option? They go, halloumi burger. And I go, can you guarantee that halloumi is 100% vegetarian? And then they look at you like you got 6 heads. It's like, but it comes in a vegetarian box. It's like, I don't give a fuck. Halloumi is not vegetarian. Never has been and never will be. It's got it's got the bone scrapings.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't know where the rennets come from.
Mm.
Fuck that. Fucking halloumi fries and your halloumi burger. Shove them where the fucking halloumi don't go.
Sweet potato.
Oh, I hate sweet potato. That's one of the very few vegetables I don't like.
I'm the same.
Not a fan of sweet potato.
Give me a bit of swede, carrot, Brussels sprouts.
Yeah.
You know, veg like that, I'm happy.
I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of, well, I'm sure there's a lot of vegetables out there I probably don't like, but aren't normal vegetables that are grown in the US or normal in the US. But for like most of your normal vegetables that you'd go to the grocery store and find, I like freaking 99% of them. There's only a couple that I don't really care for.
Well, I get a lot more excitement actually going in the kitchen and making myself a proper veg curry or a veg chili or, you know, my butter pies and stuff like that. You know,
Butter pie?
They're all the veg. Yeah, butter pie.
Butter pie.
The butter pie. Christian pie.
Butter.
It's just butter pie.
Butter.
Hands across the water.
I'm gonna send you the instructions how to make a butter pie, and you can all go make one and tell me what you think. Because it's strange. In Preston, they sell 60,000 a day, and I'm sure it's only got a population of like 100,000 or something stupid like that.
Well, I'm sure people go in and buy more than one at a time too, right?
Oh yeah, that's me.
I mean, how big is a butter pie though? Is it like a croissant?
About 7-inch, like the size of a 7-inch pizza.
Okay, so like a personal pan pizza.
Yeah.
So yeah,
But
I'm sure people
obviously a
go in
bit
and buy.
deeper.
I'm sure people probably go in and buy 2 or 3 at a time though.
They're very filling.
See, that's the kind of shit I'd like to try if I ever came over there. I want to actually try the local shit. Screw the chain stuff.
You see, when
Why
you
not
come
just look
over
up a
here,
recipe and cook it?
yeah. But like I said, over here, you'd have to come over and try the butter pie on its own, and the cheese and onion pie, and the steak pie, and everything, and then you have to try it again, but this time between 2 slices of bread, because that's a northern thing. The pie sandwich.
Yeah.
Get your pie, slap it on, tomato sauce, poof, done.
And another very interesting culinary delight is a sausage roll inside a buttered roll.
Yes, that's what we do over here as well. But
Yeah.
I don't like these vegan rolls. They look like fucking,
Yeah.
I don't know. I once bought Linda McCartney's vegetarian sausage rolls. I thought vegetarian sausage. I was like, I'll give them a try. I cooked it, a bit into it. It's just like a fucking explosion of fucking powder.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck that.
Mm. So you don't have twisties over there.
What are they?
It's sort of like a cheesy puff, a cheesy puff, or cheesy puff. Sort of a long, thin, sort of cheesy sort of thing. And
Oh,
they
we
put
have
that
like
in
the sausage roll, but made with cheese.
No. This is something you put in a white roll. It's a
It's kind of like a pig in a blanket. So it sounds like to me.
no.
That's what we call
Twisties.
the little sausages with the croissant rolls around them.
I'll look it up on.
Yeah. That's because they are stuffing, Mark. That's all the Greg's vegan sausage roll is. It's stuffing.
Let me. Where are we?
I was
Why
watching a
does Donald look like he's in a hospital ward?
Can you see that?
Yeah.
Those.
Yeah, it looks like a Cheeto.
Yeah, we have them. Yeah, we get
Oh,
them
okay.
sort of crisp.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah, it looks
put that
exactly
in
like a Cheeto.
Yeah,
Yeah, we get them. We also get ones that are really fat but flaming hot.
Yeah,
the
Ooh, look
cheese
at that.
puffs.
Twisties
Like that.
donuts. Huh?
yeah.
They got all kinds of flavors, don't they?
Yep.
We actually have ones over here. I don't remember the brand, but they're like churro. And they come in
Yeah, like that. But you
they're
put it
little
inside
churros.
a white. You put it inside like a white bath
go.
roll.
But let's be honest, anything over here goes on bread. You know,
Mm,
cheese and onion
everything's good in
crisp.
bread.
Yeah, prawn cocktail crisp. Yeah.
Yeah.
Always
What about,
puzzles me. Yeah.
what
You
about
buy
hot
any
chips?
packet of crisp, doesn't matter what it is, beef, prawn cocktail, everything, and they're all vegetarian. Same with pot noodles.
Mm.
The chicken and mushroom pot noodle, everyone's like, eh. It's vegetarian.
No. Mark, pigs in a blanket over here. You could do them in bacon, but generally it is a little cocktail sausage that's rolled
Yeah.
like within a
That's what we
croissant
call them
roll.
over here.
Like you would take
Cocktail
what is it?
sausage wrapped in bacon.
Yeah.
Well, what I'm saying is we do them where you take them and you also wrap them in just a little bit of a croissant roll and then you bake it
Yeah.
and then you eat it like that.
Mhm.
People call those pigs in a blanket too.
And if you get pigs in blankets, you can actually cover them in cheese, and it's called a pigs in a duvet.
Well, I was watching something the other day and the guy was
Duna.
they were at like this party and the guy was eating it and he was only eating the outside of the pigs in blanket. The guy goes, "What the hell's wrong with you?" He's like, "I like the outside of it." I can't remember what the hell I was watching. But it was funny because he called him a savage because he wasn't eating the actual sausage. He was just eating the outside of it.
Mm.
I'm waiting for the vegetarian pigs in blankets to turn up. I'm surprised they ain't started selling them yet. Because they do the vegetarian sausages, they do the the vegetarian bacon, so
I'm not even gonna lie, when I was working in produce, the vegetarian section looked absolutely disgusting.
Mm.
Not to say that it probably some of it didn't taste good.
Yeah, but this is why
the
I have to
visual
shop in
look
4
of it-
different shops, 4 or 5 different shops for my shopping. Because I'll go to Tesco's and I'll get what I like there, and then I'll go to Sainsbury's and get what I like there, and go round.
But like the visual look of some of that shit was gross. Like you
Mm.
would see, like it would literally be like it looked like tofu that was shaped in the shape of a chicken patty with fake grill marks across it.
Yeah.
Mm.
You see, I wouldn't buy that shit.
And the
the
sausages look disgusting. Not
the
so just-
vegetarian chicken Kiev. What the fuck is that all about?
Exactly.
Cut the chicken bit and just have garlic bread.
Mm. Yep.
Now, our local Tesco's, they do a salt and pepper bread. It's like a salt and pepper steak.
Mm.
Get that and make that into garlic bread. Fucking
Mm.
delicious. The only problem is it's like a heart attack in a fucking roll.
Yeah, with garlic butter infused into it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a French steak, but they make it salt and pepper topping.
Mm. Mm. I think it's getting time for me to head out to get something
Oh.
to eat. So
What?
I'll give you a laugh.
Fuck.
The other day, Dominic, in
Yeah.
farm foods, plant-based Brussels sprouts.
It's on tonight, Dominic.
What other thing could they be?
what was that?
So
What?
who's on tonight? It's Tuesday.
Uh,
No, nobody really, huh? It's Tuesday.
I
that's
think
right.
Philly might be on,
I don't watch him.
but because of the time difference, it's 1 p.m. here, and I've got no time to watch it. When it's winter, he's on at 11 o'clock 11 o'clock, and then I can watch a bit of him and then go out. But some of the
Well,
ones that every time the time moves in summer makes it harder to watch.
That's why Bill said he was probably going to do a Tuesday night show because there's not a lot of people on Tuesdays.
Mm.
He did a Tuesday night show for a while.
It used to be Jim back in the day.
Yeah.
Jim from above and
Yeah,
Jim
Laura
Beyond
did.
Jones.
Yeah,
Bring
Laura
back
did a
Jim.
Tuesday night show as well. She used to do.
Yeah.
She did Sunday, Thursday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays.
Yeah, because the one she used to do on a Tuesday was on at about at 11. It would be about midnight your time.
They don't
I
count,
eat-
Mark. I don't watch either one of those. And
Yeah.
I was the one.
I
asking,
eat
so it don't count.
vegetarian butter, Mark.
See,
You have to be vegetarian.
I do
Sunflower.
watch Bill. So the trouble is with Bill, the drone reviewer, he's on at a wrong time, but I do go back sometimes and watch it. And Philly's
I
on
just
too late. If Philly's on at a wrong time for me at this time of the year,
And just so
honestly,
you're
I-
aware,
when
Mark,
it's daylight saving, it's just-
honestly, I only
doesn't
count
fit.
shows that I watch. So
yeah.
I don't watch them.
Yeah.
I don't care.
just so you're aware,
Well-
Mark, butter and milk is vegetarian. It's a dairy product. Vegans don't eat dairy,
Yeah, vegans don't eat dairy. Yeah,
and that's why they have an attitude problem.
yeah, because they're not eating it; they're just eating fresh air.
But as I see it, if I stop drinking milk, if everybody stopped drinking milk and having cheese, we'd have no cows because you never see a cow in the wild.
Mm.
Paul's back. Paul's back to wind it up. Come on, guys. Back
Yeah,
to bed.
let's wind it up. Pack it up.
Yeah, as soon as Paul joins, go, right, so let's call it.
And he's not live, Mark, by the way. Bill, the drone reviewer, he's not live. It
Yeah, I
says
think
his
he's having
last
a
live
week
was,
off.
I was going to say, because it's saying his last live was 7 days ago.
Yeah, I think he's taking a week off.
So Mark apparently ain't watching him either.
There's Paul. He's gonna say,
Yeah.
let's wrap it up.
I actually think Dominic and Mark don't actually go to sleep. They just plug themselves in for half an hour on fast charge, and then they're off, ready to go again.
Well, I do miss Paul's what would that be? Morning stream.
Yeah, you've been on it a
That's
few
too late
times,
for
though.
me. Yeah, but that's
It's only if
usually in the
Dominic can't
winter.
sleep.
No,
That's usually when
well,
Dominic can't sleep and he's up late.
but it's also in the winter. In the winter, Paul is on a lot earlier, whereas in the summer he's on at 1 a.m. my time.
You look chilled out there, Paul.
Yeah, I'm kicked back here, taking it easy a little bit. My legs were hurting me, and I was listening to you guys talk about vegetarianism.
Paul's like, not on my channel. I shut this shit down.
He just came back
Like,
and
only-
shut it down.
No,
Yeah,
I
bacon
think-
eaters around here.
Zip it.
I think it's great that you guys are having a good time.
Mm,
Yeah, we're all agreeing with stuff tonight.
yeah.
Max said, oh shit, that's Paul.
Mm.
All his
Well, I'm
food is
gonna-
men. Oh, go get something to eat, Mark.
Yeah, it's my turn to leave, so I'm gonna
Where are you going, Dominic?
Yeah.
lunchtime.
Yeah, I'm out too. I want to go watch this movie that Dre recommended
Okay.
earlier. Looked
All
pretty
right.
good.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, well you got the control there.
You're
Yeah,
the host, so
I'll,
you
I'll
can
hit
shut
it here in
down.
a second.
Okay.
All right, everybody.
Okay, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.